it up or down?
Like it was like. You see, you can't turn your phone while recording. That's stupid.
Oh, you can't have it like
Yeah, I can't have it that way.
Technology, man. Not as convenient as you want it to be.
Hey man, this is the 20th century. You know what I'm saying? This is what it's all about. It's about troubleshooting, trial and error. You know? Are you gonna be able to work out the kinks and not lose your cool? Because that's what it's all about. You know? Because people get so frustrated they just get up and go to the gym, or they get up and go to the bar, or they get up and go somewhere to get it off. But there's the true soldiers that stay there and bask in it, and bask in the pain of not knowing how to get past the processor. You know, you know, that's what it's all about. Are we recording right now?
Yeah.
Oh,
You mind if I move that to the other side? Can I move this tripod to the other?
It doesn't look as good on the other way.
I mean, even if you get yourself, bro, it don't even matter. You don't,
Yeah, this stuff's gonna be put out. You know what I mean?
definitely want to get the live stream though. Shout out to his live stream.
I mean, I think I got it set up pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll let Vaughn add what he got to add.
So what? Gucci.
This nigga smack.
Yeah. Not
Get off your
smack, but
phone,
you know what I mean?
bruh.
Cooling. I just put it on the
Man,
up there.
shout out to that drink that you gave me today.
The body armor.
The body armor.
Yeah.
Plug them in.
Elevated levels.
Elevated levels,
hydration.
elevated minds. I see my guy got the banana here too.
You
You know
know-
what I mean?
Yep.
You know that's
Yeah.
Kobe's behind Body Armor.
Really?
Yeah, he's like a big investor in Body Armor.
I respect Kobe, so
Oh, yeah,
you know
Kobe-
I expect him to do things
Kobe
like
was
that.
in
You
a
know?
press conference with a big ass bottle. That's how you know he had a stamp on it.
Yeah, that's
Really? He had a fucking. What do you have? A gallon?
Yeah, like a-
Kobe
they got
have
the
a
water
gallon of
bottles.
what is that called? What is it called? Body armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
It's all-
gallon of body armor. Kobe Bryant.
Shout out to Kobe.
Yeah, one of the great entrepreneurs, and we have a fellow entrepreneur with us today.
Yeah, definitely.
Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, brother?
Smooth segue.
Yup. So, what's up, everybody? My name's Andrew Herrera Suarez, and
What's going on with you, bro?
chilling, bro.
This nigga just cut him off.
My
Like,
fault.
what's going on with you, bro?
Whole introduction. He had his whole fucking.
Yeah, right. He was about to say, like, go ahead,
Okay,
bro.
go ahead,
Go
sorry.
back into that.
Why don't you? Vito, why don't you get off your
Typical
phone?
Vaughn shit.
Yeah.
But no, I've been chilling recently, just working. I'm working this 9 to 5 office, typical. You know, how's the weather type of talk, and
Yeah.
what are you doing on the weekends,
Yeah. And all that bullshit.
yeah. Can I see pictures of your son? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just the normal office banter that everybody does. But the main reason why I wanted to do this, though, is because back in the day, in 2014, I opened up a fashion boutique, and the name of it was Fifth Place, and I did have a company in the year 2014.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up partnering up with an individual, and things didn't go the way that I wanted them to go. So it ended up closing the following year, which is 2015.
Mm.
We're talking.
So you opened up the store in 2014. That's what you're
Yep,
saying?
November 2014 was
Okay.
our.
When was the
opening.
brand started? When did you start the actual brand?
So we started the actual brand with, it was a buddy of mine, shout out to OK. It's a homie of mine that I met probably when I was like 15.
Okay.
And me and him just wanted to just print shirts and just kind of see.
It was just a lifestyle thing at that point.
Yeah, we were just kind of bored, you know what I mean, and just chilling. And he's an artist himself, and he's into clothing and making designs and whatnot. So we talked about it, and I ended up buying a press. I ended up buying a 4-color wheel along with heat press.
At that point in time, how much is that running you right there? Like that little bit. That first initial. Because that's your main investment then, right?
That was my first main investment, which was $1,500, and that was just. I was working at FedEx at the time. I was a delivery driver, and actually before that, I was working with Vaughn at a warehouse.
Okay.
That's when I ran into him while he was working at UPS one day. Like, he randomly just pulled up, delivering by my man's crib.
Yeah.
I saw him, and that shit was hilarious.
Wait, okay. I'm not even gonna get into that story yet, but keep going though.
But so yeah, I was just delivering packages at that time. I was FedEx delivery driver, and that shit was crazy. That shit was funny as hell.
Of course, I heard stories about FedEx, bro. You worked at FedEx too, right?
Yeah,
Yo,
package
like,
handler back in the day.
stories.
I was
And
definitely
security.
the
And
person.
old man.
I was
And
definitely the
cheese, too.
person throwing your packages.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'm definitely like
Niggas don't give a fuck. Like,
yeah, like
They want you to move 1,100 packages an hour. I remember when they were telling me, I work security there. I always heard the orientation. It's like, we expect you to unload 1,100 packages an hour. I'm just like, in my head, I just heard the whip behind it. And I'm like, what?
yeah,
1,100
that's
every
slave work.
hour?
That's real slave work.
it's crazy.
Like, someone told me you're going to get paid fucking crazy little money to move 4,400 or 4,500 boxes a night, 5 nights a week.
Yo, and to be honest, like I'll even say what I was making at the time, so people know what FedEx, fuck it.
What the journey is.
So yeah, so I was getting paid 500. I think it was 500 a week, but it was salary.
Okay.
So you're just and with
Slave
the FedEx,
hours, huh?
yeah. So it depends. You can come in at whatever time. It was peace because you could be your own boss. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like it's just you. You only report to your manager like once a month. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or
wow.
whenever you need to like
Yeah.
really talk to him about something. You know what I mean?
So you don't even talk to a manager. You just go and do your thing.
You just go in. You check your route. So you have a.
That's pretty cool.
They have
make
people
that
who
sound
sort
bad.
out the truck.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So before you get
Especially
there,
when you say 500 a week, you know what I mean? It's like 2 racks a month, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you
Not bad
grinded.
money
You
at all.
definitely.
But
You definitely.
yeah, you're
How
out.
many hours is that a week looking like?
So it's really all on you. If you want to get out early, you come in early.
Mm.
I'm an early person, so I always came in knowing what
Mm-hmm.
I'd come in. I would think it was around like 7, and I get out around like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
But you're out all day and you're busting your ass. You know what I mean? And you're driving.
Yeah.
And I'm a horrible driver. Like off the rip, I remember when I got my license when I was 16, and then we went out driving, and I maxed it out to 100, and a cop got me on 90. So the first day, I got a speeding ticket.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
First day, like got my license.
Is that you
I'm
just
out.
being? I never understood niggas like that though. Like you gotta explain like.
Yo, so
like,
the speed,
like you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do a bill on this shit. And if I get caught, I get caught. Like I'm just not that type of guy. I'm just gonna just be honest. Like I'm a cruiser. Like I'm just gonna.
I respect that.
You know what I mean? But
respect
there's
that.
niggas that just love that speed. Like it's crazy.
It'd be the drunk niggas, too. That's the worst part.
Nah.
Really do.
I mean, the drunk niggas. Yeah. I'm not even gonna go
Those
there.
are ones that do the, those are the ones that do the burnouts.
No
and try to
comment.
drift
We don't
and
support
shit,
drunk
you know?
driving.
Facts. I don't at all. I don't at all.
We do not, but I have a lot of friends that do.
But so you made your
Facts.
first investment, and like, what was the process like after that? Like of turning it into an actual business? Like at that point.
So, speaking the business standpoint, I want to give just a little startup of just how I came here and a little backstory to my business, because my business, I ended up partnering with a kid that I knew from high school.
Okay.
So I just kind of want to give the rundown of how things came about, so you get kind of the picture of why things went bad with the business.
Yeah.
So originally, when I was first born, on my birth certificate it says Fort Bragg, North Carolina. My dad, I'm a military brat. My dad moved around all the time. So my mom was pregnant with me, and I ended up being born in Fort Bragg. And then shortly after, before I was 1, we moved back to Cayey, Puerto Rico. And that's where my roots come from. My dad's Dominican, and my mom's Cuban and Puerto Rican.
How old were you at the time?
I was less than a year. What my parents told me, I was less than a year old. So I lived in PR. I did kindergarten over there, and then we ended up, my dad getting stationed in Ansbach, Germany. And Ansbach would be kind of like Albany, and then I lived in this town called Kotterbach, and Kotterbach would be like Rensselaer, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Word.
So Ansbach's
Wow.
the name for that area, and then whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up growing up in Germany in that town, and it was all I knew at the time. And then when I had to leave there, my parents split up, and then we could no longer get the military benefits.
Mm-hmm.
And like when we lived in Germany, it's so easy to travel everywhere. So my mom was the typical like stay-at-home mom, and my dad just worked the army stuff, and like me and my mom would just go travel. You know what I mean?
Where?
All over, like the most randomest places, like on the map that I would never even go back to. You know what I mean? But once all that ended, so it was like a straight. Once we're not with my pops no more, douche. Everything just like they were my. So before I was born, my parents had a house in North Carolina.
Mm. So
my dad was like, y'all can go chill at that house till you get your shit together, and then y'all gotta be out. You know what I mean? So we moved to Fayetteville, North Carolina. Mind you, when I left Germany, it was like I lived there for 6 years. So that was from my whole elementary school, like from first all the way to fifth.
What were you speaking? Like,
so we lived on a American base.
yeah.
We had like one movie theater. We had one supermarket. We had a Burger King. This one, Burger King was fire. They had
Burger
the
King.
other. They had
Shout
the
out
other.
to Burger King, bro. Them
Yeah.
niggas be cooking some shit.
Yo, that's when
Man.
the chicken nuggets was good. They had the BK Kids Club.
Yeah.
With the kid on the wheelchair.
Kids Club
you know
is
what
so-
I mean? And the cool sunglasses and
Kid
shit.
Club was lit.
Yeah, the BK Kids Club was lit. So, and I also want to give a shout out to one of my first best friends was Kalani, and his dad owned like the supermarket over there. And I actually just recently, mad randomly, just wanted to Google his name, and he's in Portland now, and he's like a good, well-known barber out over in Portland. So shout out to him. You know what I mean?
Shout out
That's
to
cool.
Portland.
How like randomly,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I met him over there, and
Some global shit.
Yeah, now
bigger
he's
than
in-
life type shit.
yeah, now he's in Portland doing his own shit. I haven't seen him in like, that was literally 4 years.
You think the same energy will be had if like you seen him like tomorrow? Like if
So
y'all seen each other tomorrow, y'all be like on some like, yo, bro.
So it was funny because I looked him up. I'm at work. I'm like, I'm about to just Google his name. I Google him, and his face pops up. And I don't know if if you see somebody you just have a picture of somebody from back in the day. And now you just seen him like a grown version of him. Just looked so funny. I just started dying. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's him. You know what I mean? So I looked up the barbershop and I gave him a call, and they were just like, who is this dude? Because I'm like, yo, I used to be friends with him in like elementary school. I'm like, you know? And this guy's like, who's calling here? So they're thinking it's like a prank call, you know what I mean? So I had to like vouch and say some shit that like only he would know, you know what I mean? Like your pops in the grocery store, we used to play N64, you
He's
know what I
probably
mean?
like, yo, who the fuck is this guy? Like, who is this guy?
But nah, if you say some shit from like across the globe,
Yeah, but it was funny because I was kind of like, I was too giddy, so I kept calling. They're like, bro, he's cutting still.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my fault, man.
Yeah.
Like, you told me to call back at 3. I called 3 on the dot. You know what I mean? My fault. I should have gave it like 3:05, but
Yeah.
I haven't talked to him in like 23 years, so I'm like, I gotta say what up.
Yeah.
And it's cool because he got like a skater vibe. He skates and shit, and I never skated with him back in the day. We were just kids.
So you really
feel
don't
me?
even like.
We did not skate. We just played video games. From what I know, if you could tell me some stories, bro, let me know. But
When did you start skating?
so my dad actually taught me how to skate in Germany. He taught me how to like
Fire.
just like maneuver on the board, tic tac, the basics.
Yeah.
He bought me like some Walmart board. I used to scooter crazy, get the crazy like ankle, come home with the crazy fucked up ankles, bro. Just trying stupid shit on a scooter. You know what I mean? And my dad ended up blessing me with a board, and he ended up teaching me how to ride, and then I stashed it away. So then when I moved to North Carolina, this is when my mom didn't have no job. It was 2003. And
how old at the time?
I was like 12, 13. So I'm like living it up in Germany, traveling the world, doing whatever. Always on an airplane. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like.
And you're back in North Carolina.
And so I'm in the slums of North Carolina. like straight from like living it up. So I'm like, oh, damn. Like, this shit is ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I ended up living across the street from this older kid. His name's David. Shout out to him. Shout out to these dudes. These are the 3 people who actually got me into skating.
Yeah.
And
This is when you got to North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
So after I left Germany, my parents split up. And once you're not married to a military guy or you're not affiliated with the military no more, it's like, you know what I mean?
Mm.
So, and my pops was like, all right, like, I ain't fucking with y'all. You know what I mean? But so I was going into 6th grade. So I started 6th grade in Fayetteville, North Carolina. But what I wanted to say was these 3 kids across the street.
Did you know J. Cole?
No, I looked to see if like we were in the same school or whatnot.
No.
Nah. I think he's like I'm 28. I was born 1990, December 3rd, 1990.
Yeah, he's older. He's older than
Not
that.
by much, though.
Was he 32?
No, he might have just turned 30.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think some shit like that.
Shit.
So
How old is Drake? Is Drake older than J. Cole?
Drake should gotta just turn 32. Like, none of them is more than 31.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. But yeah, go ahead.
So I used to just watch these 3 kids from my window, from my room, just skating, just chilling. I went over there, talked to them, and they just took me in, no problem. So I was 6th grade.
That's love. That's love.
Oh, I was.
They didn't jump you in?
Nah, it was like kind of funny. Like they just knew I was a young. That's how it is in the skate culture.
Yeah.
And that's how I've always shown love ever since.
You gotta get jumped in skate culture?
Nah.
I've never heard of any of that.
Nah.
Get hit with the boards. Everybody just
just
smacks
smack you
the
with
shit.
board.
Yeah, they have to do tricks over you and shit. It's mad stupid, bro. Yeah.
Do tricks over you and not land them.
Yeah,
Just
basically.
purposely fuck the whole shit up.
Hit you in the nuts with the fucking trucks.
Yep. So shout out to them. So yeah, I'm like 12 and they're seniors in high school, bro.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like kicking it with me.
Yeah.
And like,
So you're the young guy on the whole squad.
bro, I'm the stupid young guy. I'm like I
Yeah.
don't know shit. You know what I mean?
You're the legend. Basically, at that point, right?
So I don't even know what I was. I just kicked it with them.
Yeah.
They never like came to my house and got me type shit. They just knew that if they skated outside, I was just gonna come out.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And they never like, yo, go home or something.
Yeah.
They're like,
They
yo, we're going.
embraced you. They embraced you.
Yeah. And like now that I think about it, I never really saw no bad shit. They never really like because you know that now that I'm way past senior high school, like they was
Right.
definitely smoking, drinking. I'm
Right.
almost positive. You know
Right.
what I mean? And I didn't see any of that.
Oh.
I always saw.
I just kept you out. You just saw him skating.
Yeah, they just kept me. They always showed love.
Yeah.
Whenever we go skating shit, they'd always caught me drinks, caught me little snacks. You know what I mean? Like,
Big homie.
yeah, like
That's a good community. You know what I mean? That's
That's how it's supposed to be. It's not like that anymore. It's you got a perk, you got a Zan. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Like that's what it is. These kids are off the Zans. Like
so. That's
easy.
what I'm thinking. That's just how it is. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's love.
how you
Yeah,
came
that's
up.
love.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
love.
yeah.
That's definitely love.
They made a skate video. This is when like my David. So I want to shout out to Carlos too, and David and Eric. Those 3. But I used to just. David had a big ass camera, the one that you put on your shoulder type shit, and we had a food line at the end of our block. So we used to go skate in the plaza, skate like the curbs and stuff, and off the curbs basically. And they were filming a video, and they even put me in the video. And my only trick in the video was an ollie, like standing still, ollie.
Yeah.
But you were in the video.
But I was in the video.
Yeah, you did. Why not
Which
though?
is
You know
fire,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like,
Which is fire,
yeah.
but like they're like doing crazy shit, and I'm just
little homie doing the ollie. Word.
But they showing you, you know what I'm saying? Like this is the way, you know? They not big brothering you and trying to son you. They just like, yo, bro, like this is what it could be.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You see it. You know?
Yep. Always showed love.
So how long are you in North Carolina?
So we only lived there for a year. My mom had no job the whole time. She was looking for a job the whole time. Like it was like that was the lowest that I've ever been and we've ever been. And like it was ass. But my mom finally found a job and it was in Albany, New York.
Oh wow.
And so we moved to Albany, New York in 2004. And sometimes it's crazy listening to, like, because I know a lot of people here have, like, I always hear, like, a lot of 9/11 stories. I remember 9/11 in Germany, like, our base shut down. We ended up having to go back home. And I remember seeing New York on the TV and not really even thinking anything of it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
Like, I would never go to New York.
I'm in Germany, nigga.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just funny how life
Were
works.
you speaking the language at that point too?
Yo, I can even screenshot this, show you guys. My German teacher's name was Miss Poof Flinger.
Boof Flinger.
No, Poof. Poof.
Oh wow! See, I would have got suspended from that school. You can't.
Bro, so you
can't have
cannot
that
take
name.
him seriously at all, bro.
Yeah.
And I've always been the
Boof.
class clown.
Yeah.
Like,
Poop slinger.
yeah, bro.
Poop slinger's the easy one.
Yeah,
It's right
that's-
there, low hanging
They
fruit.
gave it to you.
Low hanging fruits, right?
Yeah, they set me up for that. So it was like, there was no me listening because your name is Poof Flinger, so I can't take
Hash slinging slasher. Come on,
basically, so I
Oh,
can't take you
wow.
seriously whatsoever.
Wow.
over. I'd have been screaming that shit across the class.
I only know Shiza, which is shit.
Oh, from your memory of the language?
Yeah.
At that point, though, were you speaking it fully, like, or no?
No.
It wasn't even.
I actually learned Spanish was my first language. When I
Okay.
moved to Germany, I had to learn English. So I took ESL, and I remember how hard to learn English was.
Yeah.
Because you got two, TWO, TO,
English is hard to learn here
Yeah.
as opposed to like.
Yeah, English was
Italian
hard
and
as hell for
Spanish.
me at first, but I'm good now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good now. It's actually the opposite, where my mom just stopped speaking Spanish in the house because she only wanted me to learn English.
Right.
And then over time, it just
Yeah.
But I don't speak Spanish as much because I don't really chill with that many Puerto Ricans. You know?
Right. But you
I
understand it, though.
understand it. I can read it.
Yeah.
I don't write it. And once I go and chill with my family for a little bit, it
I think
comes.
it was right
it
back.
comes. Yeah, it
Yeah.
comes back. But
It's like old bars.
yeah.
It's a fact. But go ahead, though.
Also, one thing I want to say about North Carolina too, when I moved there, because in Germany it was a military base, so there was everybody from all over the world. There was Hawaiians, there was Jamaicans, it was everything. It was a melting pot of everything. So I never saw no color till I came to the United States, which was ass. Because I came here and I was like talking to like the white kids at school, or talking to like the black kids at school, and then I was like, all the Spanish kids are chilling with each other, and it's like they're trying to recruit me, and I'm starting to see these cliques.
Like,
You know,
come
it really was like that though.
come to
No,
the
it
soccer,
definitely was
come
like
to the
that.
soccer field at recess.
You gotta remember, this is
meet
like
me there.
2003.
High
Before,
school is toxic as fuck, bro.
so yeah, so now I'm like,
That shit is hilarious.
everybody's cliquey now. Like
That
I'm
shit's
used to just
hilarious.
everybody meshing and mingling. So I'm like,
It's kind of ironic too, just like where you didn't see racism was in Germany, where they like murdered 6 million people. Like they were just
That's
like,
crazy.
it's crazy that I didn't even know I was Hispanic till I came to America. I'll put it like that.
Right.
Because then people are telling me you know what I mean?
I think that has to do with a lot of just where people lived at that point. Everyone's separated. Like, you know, we lived in Manans. You know what I mean?
Or-
There's the
or
Manans
just-
people.
You said this was in North Carolina, right?
This is in
Oh,
Fayetteville,
this is-
North Carolina.
This is South.
You know,
Obviously.
and
This
that,
is-
that's even goes worse though. You know what I'm saying?
2003.
That's,
Yeah.
You know, that's even like
Even when I went to the South, you know what I mean? It was fucking.
when you said you went to Florida, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't understand racism down there until it's just like, oh, this is really some historic shit for y'all. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like y'all because my great great grandfather died to keep y'all slaves. It's like, well, first of all, I'm Puerto Rican. I remember they called us colored because there was only like 4 different colored kids in the school, and I was like, I'm Puerto Rican.
they had to choose somebody, kid. You were the scapegoat, and your skin happened to be just a little bit more tan.
I remember seeing some Klan members. I remember seeing the fucking the Confederate flag everywhere.
I mean,
they talk crazy down there. Like they're just like really don't care, because it's like everyone that lives around me thinks like me, and so it's like you're different. And it's like, so you're
the smaller.
So it's like, yeah, when you. I understand, like, when you get to, especially you get to America, get to I think you isolate, get to the South, North Carolina, South Carolina. Like, it's still in New York, don't get me wrong. I've found racism in New York, too. It's kind of everywhere, but it's just, like, when you're in the South, it's so just, like, ingrained in the culture, I feel like.
Facts. No, you're right, bro. And I feel like that's just what it was in the South back in the day, too. So I feel like that's just what
when 2000, what did you say you were down there?
I was 2003.
2003, you were in North Carolina?
Yeah.
Man, this is before any social media. This is before you could get people fired from their job from calling you nigga.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Right.
Where you fucking
This is when ups were,
you know
like,
I mean?
uptown, like, Air Force Ones were fired. And remember, I'm in the South, so Nelly's popping, Chingy's popping, everybody. You know what I mean? All the down south, Lil Jon at the time.
This is early in my hip hop.
This is the birth of the South, like the dominance on hip hop.
I'm chilling down there, like, yeah, bro. I had all the different color uptowns and everything. The high tops.
I have to keep ups in my shit, bro. Some nice clean ups. You can't go wrong with it. And they were called ups. They call them Fazos now or some shit. There's some other shit, but
what the fuck?
I call them ups.
How do you go from ups to Fazos?
Shit, bro.
G Fazos.
G Fazos.
G Bezos.
How did that transition happen? I need to know.
It's from like G Herb and Lil Bibby, like one of their dead homies, I guess, rock them shits all the time. So.
Man, listen, we need to have a fucking meeting. Just like we have to have a vote on Facebook. Y'all niggas put up, it's like we're changing ups to G Fazos.
I bet you a lot of Chicago niggas going to be like, yo, where's this nigga at?
Well, I'm just saying, like, if we're going to change it for the culture, I mean, we should have a vote. Like, fucking, I remember when people say no
You're
cap.
From New York calling them
Bro, no cap caught me for a little
no
bit.
cap, though. I feel
No, that just came out. I just understood what it was. Like a couple weeks.
You're just understanding what no cap is?
Means? I was like, what do you mean no cap? I was like, there's no limit, because I'm a stock person, right? So when it's like there's no
limit,
or just like or sports, you know what I mean? There's no cap on the fucking on the trade or something. I'm just like, what is there no limit? I was like, oh, that's a compliment. And it's like, actually, it's not a compliment. It's like if someone says you're capping, I'm just like, what? I'm putting a limit on somebody? I don't understand here.
Right.
It's okay. You're capping.
New York calling them G Fazos. You need to check yourself.
Yeah, I just copped some new G Pesos. Yo, I'm crying.
That's fucked up.
That's hilarious though. But yeah, back in the time where well, my bad, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, it's fine.
I was gonna say,
you want to go?
No,
you want to go?
Nah.
So I go.
Yeah.
All right. So when you came up to Albany, what was your like experience for it?
So it was funny. So remember, I'm down south, so white is the minority over there. I moved to Bethlehem.
Oof.
Because my mom got a new job. My mom found this apartment in Bethlehem, and I went to Bethlehem High School and Bethlehem Middle School. That shit was funny. So it's the complete opposite now. Yeah. So now I'm in a town of primarily where white is the majority now.
Yeah.
So I just went from melting pot in Germany.
Yeah.
I never even knew what my color was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Till I came to America. I come down south. It's mainly black and Spanish.
Yeah.
And then I come over here, and now white is So I'm in this school.
Dominance.
I'm in this school. I don't got a dad. My mom can't hold me down. I'm doing whatever the fuck I want to do. And like, when I say that, bro, I used to ride my bike from class to class in the hallway. This is before even like phones were pop. I used to do this shit just to be class clown, bro. Like, I used to like, if the teacher was talking, I would just get up and unplug the whole printer and just walk out the whole classroom with the printer.
This is why I say teachers need more money, because I would have zero patience to come up behind you with a fucking
nobody was stopping me, bro. It was like
he said I was it.
He's like, I was a monster.
Yeah, so
I'm him.
So nobody's like, they're like, Drew, please stop. Andrew, please. You know what I mean? And like,
please, Andrew.
It would just be like Saturday detention. You know what I mean? And I'd be like, all right, I'm not going to Saturday detention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This nigga said no.
Because I'm gonna go skate. I'm not gonna go to detention. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I used to do. I had like if you were a sub. It was a rap.
Subs get it the worst though. I fuck with some substitutes, but
we made a sub cry one time.
Bro,
I mean that's regular shit.
Bro, I remember this kid in high school. I remember this kid took off his shoe and he was like, "You won't throw this out the window," and I fucking threw it as hard as I could out the fucking window.
I believe that you did that too.
And then I was like, my shoes out the window, and I just like jump out the open window into the courtyard that's like out there because it's like even with the ground. And then I come jumping back in, but my toe catches the windowsill, so I slap the desk and roll in. She's like, "What's going on?" I was like, "My friend lost his shoe. I was just getting it," and it was just like it was a sub, and it was just like. It was terrible, and I feel bad because it's like now it's just
how
like
did she cry off that? I thought you made fun of her. Like, this is a
situation.
Okay.
This is just compiling over just like she's wanted to be a teacher her whole life. She went to school. Yeah. She's a sweet woman, nice
she
voice.
Prepared her whole life for that moment.
Not high school kids. You were meant for elementary kindergartners, and she got just Shaker High School. Everyone just being reckless. It wasn't good, and I feel bad.
It's a very heartfelt story, man.
Yeah.
Yo, I feel bad for a lot of the things I did to the teachers. So if y'all end up, because like
reparations, teachers need reparations.
Facts. Yo, because you gotta understand. So you see how I look right now? Imagine this as like a 13-year-old, bro. I've looked the same for forever.
You had
same
the full beard.
Bro, I was that kid.
Andrew, please. No.
Facts, bro. Like I was way advanced. You know what I mean? And you got to remember,
you were moving around at that point. You probably seen a lot more than the kid has seen at that age.
Exactly, because I was
Bethlehem kid at that. Like, come on, bro.
and before that, bro, I was put on with those dudes in North Carolina, so they drove me around in their cars. I'm chilling with 18-year-olds. You know what I mean?
J. Cole and shit.
Basically, you know what I mean? Yeah, and all his old tapes, I helped him write those and everything. You know what I mean?
Ghostwriting all those shit.
Like, I'll just take credit for that. You know what I mean? I fuck with that. But so I'm coming over here and I'm like, and you gotta remember Bethlehem. Everybody has like their mom and dad and like the typical house shit. Everything's good. Everybody's got money. You know what I mean? And we don't really got money. We live over here, but we don't really got money. So my mom was like, "You need to get a job." So I ended up working at Garcia's Taqueria. That was my first job.
Is that still alive right now?
Nah, it's not alive anymore. But
that sounded smack. Garcia Taqueria.
Yo,
but
that
shit,
era,
bro.
I got it, bro.
Fucking
That's
drooling out here,
bro. That sounds amazing, like,
bro.
You talking about Burger King on here, Taqueritas?
What was y'all first job? Because my first job was my best job.
I delivered newspapers.
Okay.
And that was pretty fun when you were young because it was like, it wasn't like the typical ride your bike job. Where it's like, I'm throwing newspapers at your door. It was like fucking gritty. Wake up at 3 a.m.
He make it sound like it's a
minivan. You go into a dirty ass fucking depot where there's a bunch of old ass weird looking people doing this for fucking.
He's making it sound like it's the worst thing.
Because this was in the beginning of 2006 and 2007, like in the financial crisis, where like people were losing jobs and stuff. So my dad took on a route, but my dad's a fucking super alcoholic. So he was too drunk to ever do it. So my mom would do it before her job. And she fucking took on like fucking 700 paper routes. So I would help her on like a regular basis. And you would just like throw these newspapers. And I got so good at it at one point. I was just throwing newspapers from down the block, just hitting front doors.
You were
just,
pro.
Just pro. But it was 3 o'clock in the morning. So it's like, this is how I became a morning person. Like, because that I saw the sun come up, you know what I mean? I was out before everyone. I'd see like police officers change shifts. Like I was there when Dunkin' Donuts opened. Like I've always been a morning person since that.
Okay.
So it was just like, I held that.
I've seen it all.
I had that job and I did that job on and off until I was like 18. So I was like, I did it from 11 to 18. I broke in so many front screen doors. Like I remember I threw this Sunday paper. Remember back in the day before like you had your phone and all the ads were on your phone, they'd put them in the Sunday paper.
Yeah.
So it was like mad thick and shit. I remember taking it by the fucking handle of the bag and like going like this, so you had mad momentum, and I just flung it as hard as I could because I was like, I'm not about to run up this hill. I was like, I'm about to hit this door like I always do, like a fucking G. It's like 4:30 in the morning. I fucking yuck it. Like, I'm talking Russell Westbrook, throw it at the backboard type shit.
Son.
And it fucking slams into their glass door and just fucking shatters the whole thing.
Did you pay for that?
No, they came out and everything, and I told my mom, I was like, run!
Wow. Your mom's on the route with you at that point.
Yeah, because I didn't start doing
That's
it until I was
disrespectful.
18, because it was great when I was 18, or when I started driving, because I was just smoking blunts and fucking throwing newspapers and shit. But like, that was what I did, and it was just early morning.
Smoking blunts and throwing.
I did them before school too, so I was always working before school. So it's like, I know what you mean about just like, I was a bad student. I was trying to be a class clown, you know, and then I had to fucking get a job, and then I was wrestling, and then I had a kid early.
Yeah.
So it was just like, when you looked
Same
at the
here,
fucking stat sheet, it's like, well, that's a fucking bad kid.
Yeah.
You know what I
Off the
mean?
rip. Off the rip.
If you looked at my W column and my L's column, I was a fucking
Always.
New England Patriots. I showed up for 9 championships. I got 6 rings in L's, just like multiple suspensions, everything.
Facts. No, I've definitely dealt with L's for a while, but
Builds character.
it does build character, and it's funny.
You got a beard off of it.
Yep, I got a beard off of it. But there was one other thing that I wanted to say too. Back, I don't know if y'all remember doing those little drives, because I remember the paper route thing kind of brought me back. Where in elementary school they give you like
candies
paper.
or
And you like, depending on how much stuff you sell, you get to like bring the tickets, and it'd be like a random assortment of random stuff.
It'd be like class barbecue or something
There
like
was some
that.
fire ass shit in there as a kid. I wanted them shits. Like, I was selling candy.
Those
I know that shit.
that shit, I hustled.
My mom.
I hustled the fuck out of my school, because when they gave it to me, they were like, you get a certain reward, right? Everyone's talking about recess, blah blah blah, and I'm like, the easy lick is all the teachers. I was like, every single teacher's not going to tell me no. I was like, every teacher's going to want, either going to be here, buy a dinner to support or whatever. I stayed in. I went through 3 booklets. I sold to 26 teachers. Everyone, when they finally thought about selling to the teachers, all the teachers is like, I already bought it from Canaan.
Okay.
And I just hustled. I hustled the shit out of
What a guy.
I didn't go to recess. I just sold all the tickets.
I just put Ma Dukes on it. She took it to work. She sold all that shit and just gave it right back to me.
I just never sold that shit.
So segue into his story. So this is what actually happened. So I went around, and this is what it was. I would show the houses in this catalog. What is it you want from this catalog? They'll tell me. They give me the money, and I'll be like, I'll place this order and bring it back. But I moved out of Germany, so nobody ever got their shit. So I kept.
Wow, what a finesse.
So I still have like a Tasmanian devil, like pizza sauce bowl, and all. I still have stuff from like their raffle shit from like. So I think it's funny when I'm like doing dishes, and I just brings back memories every time.
My favorite bowl.
I came up with these niggas. Yo, they're gonna hear this thing and be like, yo, I've been waiting for my shit. I never got this nostalgia.
Laughing while you're washing the bowl. Oh, I didn't give this to Miss Stusenberg. Fuck her.
Yeah, yo.
That's funny shit.
That is funny.
But did you take so when you were doing that, did you find yourself naturally inclined to do that stuff? Like, because I find myself looking at it like, I've already had this, because you started a business in the progress of all this, and from what I remember, I mean, it was pretty popping for the time it was open, right? It had a very good forward motion drive. But when you were selling, these school raffles and stuff like that, did you like it then, or where did you pick up the entrepreneurial bug? Just like, I want to work for myself.
That's a good question. I like that. So what I should add is I'm the only child. So I don't have no brothers or sisters. I didn't meet my half sister till I was 18. I think it was like 18, 17. So shout out to Stephanie. Me and her keep in contact now. She lives in Connecticut. Okay. And I go and visit her every now and then. And so when I met her, it was strange for me at the time, being that I've been by myself for forever, and then now I have a half sister. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From my dad's side.
I got a situation like that. I met my sister at 19.
What is with and let me ask you something. is this the only situation you heard with Puerto Ricans hiding kids? Because my dad hid 2 kids. I found out I had an older brother. This nigga tracked my dad down. Fucking called him.
I need answers.
Exactly, I need answers. This dude is fucking, and I'm just like, yo, what's good? And he was like, yeah, you know, I knew about him kind of, but my dad never talked about him. He was like, yeah, I got a kid. And fucking, I was like, the guy was asking questions like, how is he? I'm just like, he's a fucking scumbag. What do you mean? I was like, shit ain't changed. I don't know if you were hoping to hear. I don't know if you were hoping to hear. Like, he's been a changed man. He talks about you all the time. I hear him calling your name in his sleep. No, this nigga went off like,
I hear him calling. You probably are hurting a lot of people's feelings right now.
Bro, it's true. Some people are just scumbags that shouldn't have kids. Like what he was saying, it's like they're in your life for this, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you don't have a relationship with the mom anymore, therefore fuck your child. You know what I mean?
100%.
And like he said, look at how much you want to be a class clown. Look how much you want it to be noticed, right? It's that things you feel like you're not there, right? Your mom's always working, looking for a job or something, and it's like you're not there. So it's like, who's gonna be there? It's your friends. He's like, you want to always be noticed. You want to tell the jokes. You want to be an athlete. You want to be you want to be a rapper. You want to be the drug dealer, right? You want to be all these things.
I was a rapper and a drug tech.
Rapper, drug dealer.
We all sold a little weed at one point.
Everything's bleeped out on this one. I plead the fifth. I didn't do shit. But these are the things. It's like,
it was. You're right, bro. Nobody could hold me down, and it was like I was definitely tight. Now that I'm older, I was definitely tight that I didn't have my pops, and it was just like, why? Like, why wouldn't you want to fuck with?
Let me get one of those too.
Fuck with us, you know what I mean?
What happens, bro?
So I was on my, do whatever. I'll do whatever I want to do type shit.
Yeah.
And so. We're living in. I get my first job. I want to just talk about this. Will be the most weirdest first interview, bro. My mom's making a big deal about it. I am too, because it's my first job. I show up there. I get a nice outfit, and first thing he says, he's like, "You're here for the interview?" He's like, "Yeah, let's go across the street to Dunkin' Donuts. It's in Delmar. It's on Delaware Ave. Nice." And we walked over. It was like free iced coffee day or something, and we're waiting in line. And off the rip, I'm thinking that this is the interview. He just starts talking about his problems at home. So randomly, bro, as if like I've already worked with him for 17 years.
So
bro.
my wife. So this is how you do the job, but
she's cheating on me.
Yo, so I'm like, I don't even remember what stood out in the line was him asking me if I thought the girl in front of me's ass was nice. And like, I didn't know what to say because I'm like, this is an interview, bro. Is this the interview?
So
what, do you want me to say yes?
So what do you think? He was probably testing him. Was he just testing you or something? You think
I'm thinking this whole time. So I'm
he's like, no.
So I'm like, I'm answering like, I'm not really even answering. I'm like,
just like I don't know, obviously, nigga, but I'm not gonna say it.
I'm like, whatever you want me to say, bro, I'm gonna say because I want this job.
He's like, do you think her ass is fat?
Yeah. So, and I'm like, is this the interview part? I don't know what is. This is my first. This is my first job ever, bro. This is ever. My mom's bigging it up. You gotta remember the whole process of gonna getting your working papers at the school, and it's like a whole big thing. And I'm like, anyway, we get back to the store, and we walk back across. He's still not interviewing me, bro. Like,
is this just a regular conversation?
He's just conversating. So we get down to the part where he starts talking about how to do the job, and then he reaches into like this overhood, and he pulls out like this makeshift bowl.
Oh, he was trying to be an influencer.
So he goes, you smoke? And I'm like,
is this?
Bro, this is Garcia's Taqueria.
Bro, I wish this place was still alive.
Do you remember Garcia's on Central? In Albany?
How far up Central?
It was, I think, where the Butcher Block is now. I think it used to be Garcia's.
Yes. Was it green? Was the place green?
It was like green and red. Yeah.
I think I
It
know.
was back in the day.
Yeah.
So now we're talking about 2006 now.
Yes.
2005 now.
Wow. That's crazy.
So yeah, I'm like 14, 15.
That's
you know what
crazy.
I mean? And I'm like,
Wait. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, how old do you know?
I'm 28 now. I'm gonna be 29 in December.
Okay, so you're only 4 years older than me though. So
Yep.
all right. So not all right. Yeah, because I was just a time Garcia's. Because I used to go to the restaurant TJ's is across the street, like a little bit down. So that's just funny how you brought that back for me. Like,
Okay.
But yeah, go ahead though.
Nah, shit was funny, man. So he's asked me if I smoke. I mean, what do you guys think I said to that? Like,
no.
Yeah. And he's like looking at me like, you don't smoke? He's kind of giving me that look like, if you don't smoke, you're not getting this job type shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's the vibe that I was getting. Because he's like, you don't smoke? And like, so I'm like, bro, this is not the first time that I smoked, but it was like, it's like when you don't ever buy weed, but you just smoke when somebody has it.
Yeah.
I like smoked maybe 2 times before that, bro. So,
This is a grown ass man.
This is a grown ass man, bro. Now that I'm older, I definitely got peer pressured into smoking that fucking bowl.
That's
so
crazy.
He drugged me.
So, bro, I ended up smoking. So I'm smoking in the store with this fucking 40-year-old guy, thinking it's like.
But at that point, you're comfortable at that point. With
No, I'm not. I don't.
I was say that's the furthest thing.
Bro, I didn't know. So as I'm hitting it, I didn't know if he was gonna be like, "You're not getting the fucking job." You know what I mean? I didn't know what he was doing. It was like
It was
this
just
nigga brought out in my head. I'd be like, all right, at this point, this nigga didn't buy illicit drugs to test me if I'm working in the taco shop.
Yeah, and the bowl was made out of like
Fucking taco shop.
lug nuts and like
You sure
things you would buy at like Home Depot. It was the most.
Sure, it was weed. Damn, he said
Right? I
lug
don't know.
nuts.
He's probably smoking the dirtier dirt.
I was probably definitely smoking some.
Yeah, but at that point, it's probably fire. You're like, oh, this shit fire. Like,
Well, for somebody that ain't smoked like
yeah,
that,
that's what I'm saying. That's what fire.
Cause yo, so listen, now I'm stupid high, like I'm uncomfortable.
Can't do the job.
He goes, "Can you hold down the spot? I gotta go step out real quick."
What does that entail?
Bro, you gotta remember, I still haven't even gotten an interview yet. This is like I'm like so. I feel like whoever showed up that day for whatever interview that was gonna get the job. I just so happened to be the first one that came in, bro. Cause
Can you hold it down real quick?
bro, can you hold it down real quick?
I gotta step out. What does that mean? Where? Do you have to make a phone call? You gotta bust a move?
And me, I'm like, okay, like
We lit.
I got you. I
Yeah,
guess.
Yeah.
You didn't teach me anything.
Yeah. What am I
Yeah,
gotta hold
you know what I
down? What? All right. I'm gonna sit.
I'm
here.
just gonna stand
Yeah,
here.
I'm gonna stand there. That's
Is it
what I'm gonna
open? Is it open at
It's
this
open, bro.
Wait, is there any other employees in there? Or
Bro,
is
I'm
it
the
just
only one in there.
That's
I'm
the-
high as hell. I'm high as hell.
Do you have a beard?
I think I had the pencil one, the
All right,
super Puerto Rico
so
one.
then he probably like, all right.
Yeah, I had that
super
one.
Puerto? He said the super Puerto Rico.
But
He's like,
remember,
you know
I
the
look
10
older.
pesos I say.
Yeah. I had the nice. I always stayed with the crispy one.
That-
They used to like always, cause I remember being in like when I went to Bethlehem, all the senior kids would always kind of like poke fun of me that I would have a more facial hair than them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You have a more mature beard.
Yeah,
than a
yeah.
senior.
Yeah, because I've been this height.
Right.
This like build for forever. You know what I mean?
Right.
But so this guy ends up getting me high. I end up just fucking sitting there. He ends up coming back. Nobody comes in. You know what I mean? But I'm just paranoid as fuck. He ends up coming back, and then that's when he teaches me shit. You know, my mom picks me up, and then I told her I got the job. You know what I mean?
Right.
Couple of weeks after. Yeah, she's hyped. I'm hyped, and I'm like, I didn't ever tell her any of this to this day. She doesn't know that he smoked me up. Like,
She have you on Facebook?
yeah. Yo, my
that's hilarious.
mom finessed me though, so I'm gonna get into that because my mom's not really like what you think a mom would be though, too. You know what I mean? And I feel like all this kind of makes who I am, and I want people to understand where I come from and who I am. You know what I mean? So he ends up appointing me night supervisor. So I ended up being night supervisor mad quick, bro. It was like a stupid quick. And what I realize now, all night.
Supervisor at what, 16, 15? How old
I'm
are
like
you?
15 now. You know what I mean?
Supervisor experience at 15.
Bro, but come to find out, and now that I'm older and realize he just wanted a nice supervisor so you didn't have to work at night no more.
Of course.
So it wasn't a nice supervisor. It was just like,
He's like, you wanted
I
the
need to
night.
go home and get a brew. Can you fucking just look over this shit?
yeah,
You're
he
being
finna,
real.
yeah.
Garcia.
And I'm eating it. I'm like, nice supervisor. So, bro, when I say he did not give a fuck, he did not give a fuck. He taught me how to finesse. He taught me how to steal from the store.
Wow.
He was like, yo, these taco kits, they were called, the taco kit is 25. It was like 24 and some change.
What is? Oh, that's like a.
So a taco kit is a family would come in, and a taco kit consists of either a pound of beef or chicken. You get lettuce, tomato. You get everything to make
With
your
the taco.
own.
Okay.
To make your own tacos at home.
DIY tacos.
So it's called a taco kit. You know what I mean? They'd come in and he's like, yo, if they give you 25, take that. Take it. That's your tip. So I'm like, bet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She's like, but the price is $19.99. It was $25 today.
Facts.
Yeah, we didn't change the price yet.
Yep. Just if they gave me 25 even, and like I'm like, do you want change? Like I wouldn't even ring it up in the system if they wanted their change back. I'd be like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he put me onto that,
Yeah.
and he's like, you could do it. So I'm like, bet. So I'm coming home with like $200 a night on top of like,
Wow.
yeah, bro, eating.
So you were
super
really eating.
good, bro.
So you was the man, and you were a freshman or
So-
sophomore type shit.
Yeah, bro. So I had a whip at the time. My mom blessed me with a whip.
Wow.
So the car that I had, and the reason why I went so fast, it was my uncle's car back in Puerto Rico. He used to race cars, so it had turbo in it. It was a 93 Hyundai Scoop turbo. Some
Puerto Rican shit.
bro, it's yo, if you look this car up, bro, you've never seen it on the road
Did I have
ever.
a picture of Jesus on the hood?
Bro, and I actually had Germany license plate in the front, North Carolina in the back, cruising in New York. That's how I was cruising at 16.
Wow.
Germany in
Wow.
the front.
Begging
'cause my
to be
mom
pulled
used to
over.
Yeah, I was
whip
about
it.
to say, like,
In Germany, you could hit crazy on the Autobahn, so my
Right.
mom used to, and it was stick shift.
Curve, though.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, and my mom taught me stick first, so
Fire,
I'm
no,
good
I
on
stick
that.
too first, yep.
So yeah, I'm living good, and plus the checks that I'm getting now. So now my mom's taxing me. She's like, all right,
so
now,
you're living here, and now you gotta pay rent.
so now
16? She hitting you at 16?
yeah, so now I feel like
early.
now I'm like, damn. I don't know. I'm like, damn. I'm probably the only one like.
You can't even understand though why she even asking you like that.
So later, so whatchamacall, I ended up getting kicked out of Bethlehem. I just ended up doing stupid shit, bro. Just the most.
You seem like such a calm person. I don't see. I mean,
I just like making people laugh, bro. And I just used to
Yeah.
do stupid shit like.
Laughs
feel like
come
I
at
can
a
see it.
price,
I can
Jimmy.
yeah, I guess.
Just
We
like,
gotta keep pushing it to the very edge.
very limit.
It's like
Yeah.
you called the teacher a bitch one week. That's not funny anymore. You did it. We've seen it. It's like you gotta
push-
take her phone.
you gotta take her wig off.
You gotta
know?
take her phone. You gotta fucking write a penis somewhere in the room. You know,
Right.
Yeah.
you gotta play the
All that.
penis game.
Bro, and I had a crush on my Spanish teacher, Miss Vincent. And I like my favorite one that I used to tell her, and she would never get it. Was I'd be like, Miss Vincent, if I flip this coin, what are the chances that I'll get head? And she used to just be like 50% all the time, and I just always used to hit her with it. And she would never get that, bro.
Wow.
I just would. I would just do dumb shit.
She would love that one. Maybe she was being honest. Like,
Maybe.
yo, bro, I'm trying to give you neck. I don't know.
Maybe.
What you mean? You said you doubt? Like,
That's that he missed out.
oh, you
I
missed
did,
out.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
That shit crazy.
I heard she ended up dating the like history teacher, and then I was getting tight at the time. And
It's
I was
like,
like,
why are you dating this?
Yeah, I was like, why you
I got a full beer.
You know I got a full beard and I work at Garcia's giving out taco kids. What the
I
fuck you
could
talking
give you
about?
taco. I could
I can
feed our
stuff-
family.
back.
She probably was with it like,
You know
damn, I
what?
didn't even think about that. Like,
Right?
Like tacos.
Pound of beef, pound of chicken.
I have a pound of beef for you, baby. No taco kit.
Yeah.
All guac.
He said, oh, guac, I'm dead. I'm dead.
So you're getting kicked out at 16.
Yep. I
Sorry,
got
bring it
kicked.
back.
So, yeah, no, I got kicked out of Bethlehem, And then during that time, my mom also put me on pins. It's person in need of supervision. So my mom could
bad
not.
As hell, huh?
My mom could not hold me down. So it was like she was like, "I'm putting you on probation.
Mm-hmm.
Like before you're 16, you have to be put on pins." So now I'm like reporting to this person since like 15, and you're not fucking with me. You're not holding me down either. So like, I'm gonna still do what I want.
How bad of a kid are you at this time? Like, what's the worst shit?
The thing was, I wasn't even bad. I was just like, I didn't care.
You're just consistently not caring.
I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care. Like, I didn't like beat kids up. I didn't like, you know what I mean? Roast people. I was always I skated, so I felt like I was cool with everybody. You know what I mean?
Walking around not giving a fuck.
I just didn't give a fuck. I felt like,
if you wanted to leave out of class, you just leave out of class. If you wanted to do something reckless, you do something reckless.
You didn't have any like.
My brother was
my pops wasn't around.
Yeah,
bro.
like you could just do whatever.
My
like
pops wasn't around. And the only one in my mind that could tell me to really do something is my mom.
Right.
And my mom,
and
my mom's not here right now next to me in this class, so I'm just gonna.
You start to build a tolerance to that shit too. Like it's just sounding like your mom's bitching at you all the time. Like,
yep. So now
So
now my mom's on my ass. So it's like, all right, I don't want to kick it at the house no more. So I'm gonna just stay out till school the next
Rolling
day,
Stone
bro.
At that point.
Like, bro, literally, I'd stay out to the school as next day because I'd leave Bethlehem and then I'd go take the CDTA. I'd go take the 18 to Albany, and then I meet up with the Albany heads at School 19 on New Scotland Ave.
Whoa! You went to you didn't go to School 19?
No,
but
it's
you
a skate spot.
Yeah, wow. I went to School 19.
Okay.
Elementary. That's crazy.
So you probably know a couple of the kids that I skated with because they went to that school.
That's crazy. That's
so
bananas.
School 19 is where I now I meet the whole Albany skater crew.
Right.
So I'm usually skating with like the
what year is this?
This is like this is between 05 and on.
Okay.
Once I figured out the bus, CDTA was just $1 at the time.
Yeah.
And boom, I just take it there and
with the transfers. Wow, this is crazy.
Yeah, it was good, and it was the bus stop was next to my mom's house, and I would just skate there after school, and then me and my boys would skate there, and we'd just go to Albany and meet up with the people over here.
That's like the best times in Albany.
That's when you had the energy to just be outside
all day.
Like,
bro.
The times.
So we used to just stay out all day, and we used to like kind of purposely kind of stay out so we can't get a ride. Like the buses would purposely end, and we'd like just like walk back. You know what I mean? Like I felt like
more time. You know.
So we'd walk back from what time?
I said for more time.
Oh, for more time. Yeah.
Street, you know?
And we'd walk from like. Now that I think about it, bro, I'd never do it. Like bus 18. I was at the first stop of bus 18, so. That shit, like where where it loops at the end of wherever, I'm at that last stop. So that shit was deep, bro.
It
was all the way.
Is that New Scotland or?
It was Delaware Ave. I'm all the way at the end of Delaware Ave.
Okay, yeah.
So
keep going down like by
409.
Yeah, 409. You keep going down. That's Bethlehem.
Okay.
Yep, past Bethlehem High School. Keep going down.
Wow.
Shout out to Ducky. Shout out to Blessing. Those are the kids that I grew up skating with. Dylan. A lot of people know Dylan. Still, I don't know. Do you guys know Dylan?
No.
Dylan Longton. He's the one who got everything organized for the skate park that we got.
No,
really?
No, yeah.
Wow.
But
shout out to
him,
Dylan.
Yeah, shout out to Dylan.
Yeah, getting that done.
So, whatchamacall? So at that time, I get kicked out of that, and I get kicked out because the high school was getting renovated at the time, and I thought it was a good idea to just build my own skate park in the renovated section of the high school. So I skated this whole we set up all the desk and like skated everything in there.
Really?
But we fucked mad shit up too, and like I didn't yet again care.
Yeah.
So I just like fucked it up and. I was like, all right, we're out.
Pushing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Next day.
So like, yeah,
that's what they kicked you out for. That's what they.
So now they're doing an investigation. Now they're trying to match the footprints.
Oh, today
to our bottom of our shoes, and they're like, there's only 10 skateboarders here, so it's like, and Andrew's one of them, and he's a troublemaker. So I'm putting They're not wrong.
Number one suspect.
Yeah, they're not wrong.
Drew. Grinds on everything.
So they ended up, it was just the last straw for that school. I ended up getting in just trouble after trouble. And they're like, bro, you got to go somewhere. Out of here. You know what I mean? So
you got to go somewhere, but not here, bro.
Yeah.
Bye.
So they put me in military school. So now I go to CBA.
Okay. I went to LaSalle then.
Okay.
All right.
So
I'm surprised you probably know some people that I don't know too.
Probably.
You probably know my brother, maybe.
So this is like the next chapter. So now this is the CBA kids. This is where kind of my business partner comes into play.
Okay.
So now I'm going, and I hated it. I was like, going to an all-boys school? Like, there's going to be no girls? Like, fuck, this is going to be the wackest school ever. I was super tight. And military, remember, my dad's in the military, so I hate my dad.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
It's already
I'm
trash.
not fucking with it.
Fuck these niggas.
And I don't care.
Yeah.
And you have to wear a uniform at CBA.
Yep.
Not fucking with that. And guess what you have to do at CBA? You have to shave.
Yeah, every day.
I don't like fucking shaving.
Yeah.
So I'm not shaving.
Yeah.
And then I would always get in trouble for not shaving.
Yeah.
Or like I'd come in just like, they tell me to like go shave, and then I go to the bathroom and just come back to the class like, with nothing changed. You know what I mean? But I ended up loving CBA. Like, CBA was fire. Like, so now, as we all know, CBA, the kids with money are at CBA.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I'm pulling up in my like Honda Civic, like, yo, I remember I had the like 12s in there and everything, bro. My shit was where my rear view was turning and everything, bro. Just super ratchet. I was, you know what I mean? And there was only a couple like, there was like a class of bad kids, and there was like kids that went to CBA because they wanted to go to CBA, and there was like a group of kids that just
got sent there.
Yeah, it kind of got sent there. So I don't know why they put me in that group, but they put me in with the group that is chilling. Mm-hmm. So now I meet this whole crew, and CBA is from every district. So now you got kids from like
everywhere,
an hour away.
It's the melting pot.
Yep. So this is where I met to shout out to Johnny. Johnny's O'Connor, he's killing it right now. He rides for Capita. He's a pro snowboarder and everything. Wow. He's super killing it.
You need to get him in there. Yeah, that'd be dope.
And I think his parents, and I think his family bloodline is with Windham Mountain and stuff. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's where his bloodline sticks with that mountain.
Yeah.
So
wow, that's crazy.
Yo, so crazy. CBA was fire, bro. There was like a lot of good kids there, and they had the money to blow, and I had the things to sell. Yeah. I had the things to sell them at the time. I'll put it like that. So I'm the Albany kid at CBA, and I'm going to these parties, bro. And they're Project X parties before even like Project like.
What they were even thinking about that,
bro? I've never seen. To this day, I've never.
I don't think there's ever been parties like that era of parties, like 08, 09, 2000. It was crazy.
Crazy. Most. They would like
because people didn't have cell phones, man. People couldn't go to 2 and 3 parties. It was that party. It was that party.
That's it.
You're going to that party.
Yeah.
If you drove to that party and wherever, because I remember some CBA kids threw parties and Shaker kids used to go all the time. It's like you drove to those parties, it's the party you're going to. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it would just be packed out.
Yeah,
and it'd be like an hour out. Like you're driving an hour out, and it looks like Coachella when you pop in. There's like 100 cars lined up. Yeah. And there's like a festival area, bro. And it'd be all underage kids.
Yeah,
it would be weird if a kid that was 21 showed up like, "Ew, get this dude out of here!" You know, what is this kid out of high school doing here? You know,
wow,
this is only for high. Like,
what levels?
So this is where like I'm like I start bringing the connects I got in Albany to them now. You know what I mean? So I'm, as we all do, we all smoke bud and shit. So I'm just selling bud just to smoke for free. You know what I mean? The typical high school. You buy a quarter and you flip it and you get like a slice out of it or whatever. So there was a kid that my business partner at the time. He was at CBA, and I didn't really even kick it with him then. I knew of him.
Your business partner from 5th place.
From 5th place, yes. So I met my business partner at that school. But I knew of him. You know what I mean? Cordial. We kept it cool. I wouldn't call him to kick it with him. He was just, if somebody brings somebody up from your high school, like, yeah, I remember him. You know what I mean? Anyway, so I ended up getting kicked out of CBA because I just wasn't listening to what I
didn't give a fuck.
And it's funny that you say that you jumped out the window because that was their last straw. I remember I was in class and the teacher asked if I had my homework, and I thought it would be funny to like
jump out the window,
to be like, "Oh shit, I don't got my homework." Duh. And then like make it extra dramatic.
That's hilarious.
So like my shits was so spontaneous, bro, that like when I jumped out the window, I low-key didn't even know what to do. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'm about to just go kick it with my homies that don't go to school. You know what I mean? So I ended up, it was just so spontaneous. And then they were like, all right, we're not fucking with you no more. Yeah. They called my mom. My mom really wanted me to graduate from that school. She was dumb tight. So my mom is crazy. And like, my mom, her thing was, I'll put you on the news. So like, if the service wasn't fast enough to my mom's liking, I'm figuring out some type of finessery that I'm just going to make some shit up that's going to make you move quick. She used to just be like, I'm about to put you on the news for just some bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, this is the worst service over here. I'm going to da-da-da. But the most memorable one, there was a couple, but when I got kicked out, my mom, imagine a table like this, and you got like the principal on this side, my mom on that side. My mom's got an umbrella, and she's chasing my principal around the table, and they're like doing the old school Scooby-Doo shit where like one person's on one side of the table, one person's on the other. My mom's got the umbrella like a baseball bat, bro. Right. My mom has always been on some crazy shit. Yeah. But
most single moms are,
Yeah, but I'm like,
I mean, I know that lifestyle.
So that's when I was like, damn, my mom just went super hard for me. I remember that was like a crazy.
My mom cursed out a bus of like toddlers before, like a bunch of like kindergartners one time, just like cursed the whole bus out.
Fire. That's lit.
That's really no fucks given. Like
that's zero. That's fire.
She told a whole bunch of kids she would fuck their parents up. Like,
I'll fuck all y'all up. That's crazy. That's lit though.
So, oh shit.
Oh, we stole it. Good over there, big guy?
Yeah, I'm just, the camera's about to go out because it doesn't have enough memory.
Nice.
So I gotta get this memory card in.
My mom's watching, of course she's watching. Let's get it though. So, let me put it, I'm tight that you can't like tilt it this way. But whatever, I'll put it like that.
Yo, can you do it over here because I just seen the shot?
Yep.
Put it over here. Does it go right here?
Yeah. If you want it to be that, yeah.
I'll leave it like that.
So, whatchamacall? I'm at CBA or whatever. And I met a lot of dope kids at CBA.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think an all boys school would be as cool as it was.
It was lit. Yeah.
Like, I'm chilling with like.
No, I went to LaSalle. It was fun. It was you. It's like being. It's like being with your homies all day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it was good.
And then on top of it, like you get different districts, and then when you have dances or something, like you get multiple districts coming. You got fucking holy names. You got fucking.
I don't gotta fight over bitches because there ain't no. Bitches.
Nah, there's so many, bro. I used to go at LaSalle. I used to go to CBA dances just because I knew there was gonna be a certain type of bitch out there. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm there, I'm gonna be in that circle just because I'm there. You know what I mean? But. Yeah, CBA is I think those schools were bad because I want to be around bitches, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, I want to know how to coexist with bitches outside of just, you know what I'm saying, going to a dance. Like, I just want to like be able to see them on a day-to-day basis. And that's why I went to Shaker after that and met this guy.
And CBA was a lit ass time. And I want to shout out everybody there too. So everybody knows who they are. But that one kid. So I didn't really kick it with him at the time. Anyway, we're all selling. You know how it is. We all sell bud just to.
You're trapping at this time.
Yeah. This is when E was fire. E pills were popping.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
I
leave. Yeah, right. I leave. I get kicked out of CBA. So as I'm getting kicked out, I'm like, I'm never gonna see these kids again. So I'm about to come up real quick. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just what always my mentality was.
Trying to make a play. Like
I'm always trying to come
high school,
up.
trying to get some money in your pocket.
Facts.
Like
even on the
fuck
party,
these kids. They going home.
Party.
You know
This
what I
is
mean?
where
Shit,
this is
like-
where I love it. Go ahead.
yo, no funny. Like I remember I would go to these crazy parties. I know people are gonna hate me for this shit, but whatever. So like, I wouldn't even really get that bopped. I wasn't really a drinker. You know what I mean? I only drink socially. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I would always smoke. So the whole party would be lit. Everybody would be
Fucked up.
and I'd be sober.
You probably be more aware than most 90% of the party.
I've always been aware, and I've
Right.
never really gotten crazy. There's been my couple highlight fucked up night stories and shit. But whenever I go to parties, I always stay aware. Like I'd rather be in the cut, just observing shit
Right.
with my cup. You know what I mean? I'd rather be like that. So, whatchamacall? So what me and my boys used to do at the parties, all the girls would just put all their purses in one room. So this when iPods and iPod touches were lit. So me and my boys would just come up crazy.
So running through all that.
Yeah. So I like
Couldn't
I know
tell them no
all
at this
that.
point.
yeah, because I'm like, I know everybody gonna be tight, but like, everybody gonna be like, that's where you got my iPod.
It's just you and your moms at this point, like your whole
But
life.
peep,
though.
I never took from any of my homies, and I want anybody watching this. I've never taken from anybody. That's one of my biggest G codes ever. I've never taken from any of my people's never ever ever
randos and shit. Yeah.
randos
People
and
you ain't give a fuck about.
randos, and it'd be like, you're dumb.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes
You're
you just
dumb.
tough,
Just ducks, bro. Just
Yeah,
people
you
just
just-
easy to get.
Yeah, it's like-
You just hitting all them best.
So it's kids with loot.
Like,
You know what I mean?
The
And
rich kid coming to ask for an eighth and getting taxed type shit. Like,
taxed crazy, bro.
This
I
is
don't
88
even want to stay. This is back then when you're paying $120 a quarter,
Yeah.
60 a slice. But this was like $350 a zip, 400 a zip for exotic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this is going into
I
that.
feel like if you're stupid, you can't get mad if you've been taken advantage of. If you're that stupid, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's just
and
like-
I feel bad
If you're
because
that stupid.
I feel bad because sometimes like some people act some stupid around me. Sometimes you just get.
Hey,
I'm just always aware. I've never let my like.
you've never got that stupid. You
No,
know,
I've never, and I get tight when I get finessed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've always been the finesser. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Happens.
Right.
yeah. But I'll take it, and you know,
take it on.
I
the chin,
take
eat
it because I'm like, damn, I've done finesse.
Charge it to the game.
Yeah,
Just like
I've
my
done
nigga Luck
finesse so
says,
much that I'm like, all right, maybe.
Gotta charge it to the
Yeah.
game.
So when you're taking all this shit, right? What was I gonna think? Because I knew everyone used to do it, right? So this has been like obviously generational, right? I was in school from 2009 to 2013, high school. So all that shit was just normal, right? You know what I mean? All the girls put their bags in a room. Niggas just go in there and take all their shit.
You just want to confess this to get all this
No,
off.
not me. I've never taken anything at a party ever in my life. But I have many associates that may or may not have taken all your stuff.
All of your stuff, bitch.
That was the back in the day because it was just too easy. It was like, I don't know.
Especially with the Apple back in the day, no fingerprint
If
sensor.
you didn't have an iPhone
just the
either, and
password?
the
Yeah, it was-
iPhone's right. If
yeah,
an
it was-
iPod right there and I don't got an iPod, I
now have an iPod.
Like,
I now have an iPod.
Yo, and
I'm
no funny, like when they be like, who took my iPod? I'll be the first one to be like, yo, who took your fucking iPod? We about
Selling
to
it.
find these
Always,
fucking
it's
people.
always
you
that
ain't get me
person.
with that bullshit though. Like, I'm coming at you
I'll be
first
like,
and
yo, your iPod got stolen? That's crazy.
soon as you
fucking-
spoke up.
They had to be ducks because I'm looking at the first motherfucker who say something. Like they had to be a fucking
Who is gonna
duck.
say something first? I'm
So,
waiting.
what I'm starting to notice as I get older, I like playing the stupid person because I like people thinking I'm stupid. Because I like just finessing. You know what I mean?
That's the play. I know that play.
So I just like, even at my job now, I just like, you know, I just play the
stupid,
play
the
dumb.
role,
Yeah, I
play
just
it,
play the dumb guy.
act accordingly.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah.
He said that? Oh, what? Oh man, that's crazy.
So after all this,
Doing
did
that
you,
at Horizon. Nigga.
how did you, you graduated from CBA?
No, so I remember I got kicked out. Peep this. So my business partner, fast forward, I'm giving you the two stories. At the time for 5th place, the reason why, you know, I'm doing this.
This is how you know him and shit.
Yep, this is how I know him. I went to school with him. I was getting kicked out. I'm like, you know what? Let me just come up real quick. Like I said, I'm never going to see these kids again. I sold him an ounce of Reggie, and I said it was exotic. I got him I got the zip for 50, and I hit him for 350. It was an easy come up. And I never really chill with him or dealt with him, so him blowing up my phone would never faze me. You know what I mean? It was just like block. You know what I mean? Dub, you never come to Albany anyway. You live in Niskayuna. I'm never going to see you. I still haven't seen him to this day. But anyway, so, you know, I sell him that. Years go by. Then now 5th place starts. You know what I mean?
What happened to you after you got kicked out of
Oh,
CBA?
okay. Yep, I got kicked out of CBA. And then I went to Albany High. And it's funny because my mom did everything for me not to go to Albany High.
But
I
you end up
I
there.
ended up going to Albany High.
Last resort.
Shout out, Mom.
Yep, shout out Mom. I know she's on the live right now. I got her blocked.
I wonder how many people have the last resort at Albany High that come together and
A
like,
lot. You'd be surprised. I know
That's
a couple
crazy.
kids that went to fucking Shaker that their last resort was Albany after they got kicked out of that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I also want to say that I got my mom blocked on all my phone and everything. I know she's watching. She's probably hyped right now. Because my mom finessed me that crazy that I don't even want to talk to her.
Wow.
But she's like...
the ultimate finesse.
Ultimate finesse and
Wow.
shit. I forgot to block her on Facebook. And it's
Wow.
like, damn, now she's on my live. Now everybody gets to see. I don't even know what she's saying. But anyway.
Oh, wow.
Yet again, Mom, just don't fuck it over for me again. You know what I mean? Don't.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Mom.
Straight
Dudes.
parent beef.
Aggro.
So I go to Albany High. My schedule was peace at Albany High. It's 12th grade. The way the CBA things transferred over to Albany High, I ended up not having to take that many classes. I ended up getting out really.
So you could just fuck up in CBA and just advance in Albany. Like,
I
that's how it
guess
works,
that's
like-
what's. But at CBA, I feel like you pay for your grades because I did nothing and I would look at my report card like, how did I get this? You know what I mean? That's how I felt like.
You might
I
be
feel like you
exposing
definitely
a lot of people right now. The people at CBA are
Oh, I
sweating.
didn't even think about the scandal recently. I don't even think it's like that. I think like
That's exactly like
you
that.
pay for the tuition for the school and they just like.
They have a
just give
higher
you good
curriculum.
grades.
Yeah,
You
the
pay for,
curriculum
this
is
is how they
different.
get you. You pay for the tuition. You pay for the fundraiser. You
pay for the curriculum.
You pay for the football team stuff. You know.
You pay for what? I mean, hey, this is what they want. You know.
Yo, I like CBA.
That's,
CBA was lit.
you can't even be.
Yo.
You can't even knock it. I don't knock LaSalle. I just think LaSalle was just creepy because of the Christian brothers, the niggas that was actually living there. the old.
older
Yeah.
people, right?
How long were you at
Those
CBA
niggas
for?
were nutty.
I was at CBA. I got kicked out of Bethlehem. I think it was.
Come closer to the mic.
I think it was. My mom could probably say it on there. Maybe 2007, 2008.
This was when you're graduating and
So
stuff,
yeah, I
like, your
went
last few years
to
of high school.
Yeah, so I went to.
Albany after that.
I was in CBA from like, I think it was 11th or just the 11th grade, or something like that.
Okay.
It wasn't that. It was like a little bit of half of one and a little bit half of the other. Something along those lines.
Did you
Yeah.
have 5th place like ideas around this time? Like, is this popping up yet?
No, it's just at the time I was just skating every day,
Yeah.
just chilling,
Just going along. Yeah,
just
yeah.
cruising. I met. This is when I used to be on my online making websites. This is when MySpace was popping.
Okay.
So I'm on like the old
Yep.
HTML,
Yep.
like all hyped, like. So I made some.
Great
I made,
time.
Yeah. I
Great
used to be on a
time.
lot of like message boards and stuff growing on when the internet first came out. I make like little mix CDs and blank CDs and try to come up.
Well,
like
who
that.
were you listening to when in that era?
I was listening to. It was a lot of hip hop. De La Soul. I actually got. De La Soul was my first hip hop song, and I heard it from one of my mom's Tommy Boy CDs.
Okay.
And one of her best of, and it was De La Soul, Me, Myself, and I, and that was the first hip hop song I heard, and that shit had me hooked. And then from then on, my mom used to bring me to. It was the equivalent of Best Buy in Germany. It's called Media Mart, and it's like what a Best Buy would be over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And me and her would go and listen, and I'd go listen to Eminem at the store because my mom, Eminem was mad vulgar, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
that was not accepted. Like,
And you remember the controversy?
People tried to block Eminem. They legit, like Congress people were trying to like get him banned for what he was saying. You know, fucking.
His music hit the suburbs. He brought music to.
But I feel like kids now are hearing everything.
But it was the same.
It
was kind of the same thing with
different.
Elvis and rock and roll, like because they were just like women were like, he's moving his hips. It's the devil's music because he was like air fucking and shit.
They said he's moving his hips.
Yeah, that's what he was doing, and they were just like
get off like that though, you know.
But even still,
like that. They like seeing that before the action, you know. What I mean?
A lot of that,
right? They want to see it twirl around and shit, do the trick, slap it on the table and shit,
put it on the grill.
Put it on the grill.
Some real man shit right there.
What are we eating? Frank burners.
Get some fucking char marks on it.
Right, grill marks.
When do you start having ideas of fifth place? Like when do you even get on that wavelength? Like how do you even start forming that kind of, you know what I mean, like thought process? Like
so. I graduate out of Albany High. Fast forward, 2013 comes around. Me and OK, that's my partner that I originally started with, my actual friend, my friend. And me and him, we decided to print. He's out in San Francisco right now. Shout out to him, to him and his family. OK, and so we bought a press. And then we just started printing some shirts in his mom's garage. And it was Go Skate Day of 2013. And we just wanted to print some shirts for an event. You know what I mean? It was really nothing too crazy. We're just, you know, bored and creative, I guess. You know what I mean? And just wanted to just put, you know what I mean? Yeah. Just wanted to put, we like shirts, you know what I mean? I'm always cheap. I hate buying shit. So like, why not just make our own shit? Make our own shit. So we ended up doing like a soft launch at the Go Skate Day at the Banks. This is 2013. Shout
out to the Blue Banks.
Yep. This is before there was a park. Dylan Longton, and I've known him since I was a little kid, growing up skating over here in upstate. He would make like ramps and stuff at his house and bring them, and actually like he would make a skate park before there was a skate park. So that was always funny to me that like a kid that works a 9 to 5 is making a skate park and he makes the Go Skate Days.
Right.
Why you would assume that like, you know what I mean?
When you got passion for something, it shows. You know,
Facts.
You can't hide it. You can't disguise it. The kid's passionate about skating and always has been. Obviously, you know, cares about the culture, cares about the youth. You know, cares about skateboarding continuing on. You know, there's a lot of things I didn't know about Albany that's anti-skating. Like apparently below Lark Street is illegal to skateboard or something like that.
Yeah, they got
some crazy rules where it's like a certain street. My friend Dan Kane was telling me, he was like,
Dan Kane,
yeah, that's my boy. Yeah, DK's the guy. Shout out
DK.
DK.
Shout out to DK.
All
DK's
dub,
chill as
fuck. All dub for 15.
That nigga gets fucked up. That's one guy I know gets fucked up.
Yeah.
DK
gets fucked up.
That ass.
But he was telling me that there's one street in Albany. It's like as soon as you go below that, it's illegal to skateboard. And then it's like, the fuck? Like, it's illegal to skateboard past a certain street. Like, it's a mode of transportation. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I can't get home. I have a skateboard. I gotta fucking walk. Like, fuck out of here. I'm gonna ride that shit right through.
I mean, I feel like skateboarding creates jobs because I'm gonna grind up on the ledge, and then you pay somebody to come fix up the ledge. So
There you go.
I understand it in the fact of like if it's a private property, you know what I mean, and it's
They
like
just think that we're gonna sue, but nobody's gonna sue.
yeah, I think that's pretty. I think that's pretty
crazy,
common.
though.
Yeah,
Definitely
it's like if I hurt myself on your property, I can sue you, and it's like
They're trying to
you
prove
know,
it.
I mean, even though it's like even for insurance purposes, it's like yeah, guys can't be here, you know. But I just don't understand like how like when you see those videos of like people coming up aggressively, like you can't fucking skate here and try to like hit
They
him or
go
something
hard,
or secure.
man.
They go
That's
fucking hard. I'm just like yo,
Well, he doesn't
this
want to
kid-
lose the job.
This
You know?
kid is fucking jumping a 10-step. Like let him jump it. Like why are you
Before
gonna
he
try and
kills
fuck him
himself.
up on it?
And that's what I always liked about skateboarding. I liked that it bothered people. I remember when I went to Bethlehem.
Seems like a reoccurring thing for you, bro.
It seems like a theme.
That seems like a theme for you.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's like
So-
staring the pot a little bit.
So I remember when I first came to Bethlehem, my mom, like, you know how you go to the school before you enroll or whatever. I'm a stocky kid, so I remember all the coaches and stuff like, yeah, you play football, right? And I'm like, nope, don't know how to play football.
They're
You play
trying to
basketball, right? Basketball team coach like, you play basketball? No. Baseball guys like baseball? Like, nope. Soccer? Nope. They're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I skateboard, and they all got pissed, bro.
Like skateboard. That's
They're
not a
like,
sport.
Skateboarding?
It's not a-
Why do you want to skateboard? And it's like, oh well, y'all
I
just
fuck
made me.
with
Yeah,
yeah.
y'all just made me like it even more. Cause why does it bother you that
It
much?
ticks you off.
Yeah, like
I fuck with skate. I like that. Like Albany has some kind of skate culture. You know, I was never too much a part of it, but I always knew it was there and it was like existing on its own. I
I like
thought that was
skateboarding,
fire.
but as a parent now, gotta
Right.
say, I'd rather my son not skateboard. I've seen my friends get
Yeah.
fucked
Well,
up.
yo, my son doesn't
Fucked
skate.
up.
He doesn't skate. My son doesn't skate.
Whole fucking broken legs, arms, wrists, tibias, fibias, shoulder
Tibias.
injuries.
Nah,
Like I've
at
seen
all.
it all. And I don't
all.
even skate. I'm not
Yeah,
even around. I
yeah.
have friends that skate, and when I'm around them, I see someone who just tried to jump something with the fucking sitting there with their fucking ankle. It's just like, yo, y'all put your lives on the line for these
And-
tricks.
And people who skate
It's a
know
lifestyle. But that's
It
why
is
I
a
fuck
it
with
is a lifestyle. It is
And
a
I-
lifestyle.
And
It's
I
hardcore.
also think it teaches you something. It teaches you is you're not gonna land everything first try, so you have to
Fire.
try. You know what I mean?
Fire.
Like, it's like people always like expect you to just land everything ASAP. You know what I
Right.
mean? But it's like it is a process. You know what I mean?
I mean-
People who land thing all the time, it's like, all right, you're nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you're
nice.
you're a different.
If you never fall, you know what I mean, or
Yeah,
like
you're nice,
you're
yeah.
always landing the hardest shit all the time, you're nice. You know, and that's just what it is. But like, yeah, and the thing about it too is there's really no age gap, and the thing about skateboarding is I feel like all the fuck ups kind of do skateboarding, so you see all the bad things kind of at every skate park. There's all the jugs, you know what I mean,
Right.
and at every skate park there's
Yeah.
every age, you know what I mean. S-
So you were talking about skate parks have all the drugs, obviously. You could get anything.
Yeah,
at a
you
skate
can.
park.
Yeah, and that's what I like about it.
I
'Cause
love the
whenever,
skater bitches too.
whenever I yeah, right.
Yeah.
Whenever I travel somewhere,
I don't
I
like
can go to
those.
any park and
Just fit right in.
yeah, and you meet somebody. It's really easy
That's
to
how I
just.
feel like when I go hoop, I could just assimilate like right in there.
ASAP.
Bro, you're not nice.
I'm not. I'm not.
no.
He's not
Jimmy's
nice
not
at
nice.
ball.
Jimmy's not nice.
Doing the
He's-
fucking
come
I'm
on.
little-
elite. I'm elite. when
Doing
it
a little
comes to-
bunny
Well,
house
I'm
on
not even
the
gonna get started. So I'm more interested in your shirts than I am his bum ass basketball
Sorry,
career.
he's hurt.
Now I gotta see y'all play now.
friends
Bruh,
don't believe in
I
me.
brought him with me to go ball and ended his career. Like I brought him around some.
I
real-
Let him
tore
know.
my
Let him know.
goal.
Hold on. Let's take a
go
little
hoop.
break. And let's explain what
Okay.
happened.
I
You know, I
brought
need to
him-
know.
So I was hooping frequently at the time. I go to
That's how,
I
that's
go
how
to
niggas are
UAll.
so bad. They know. They remember
Listen,
stories where my knees
I'm
go
on a
out.
circuit. I'm on a
You know what
circuit
I'm
at
saying?
at this point.
What park?
I'm probably
What park?
hooping. This is at UAll. I'm going to UAll. Been
Oh,
balling
you
with
brought him
all
to the
the,
UAll park, so
college
it's-
boys. I'm going to
Jesus.
Vent. I'm going to the YMCA.
Mhm.
Basically, what he's telling you, he's an intramural god.
Champ, the intramural champ.
That's what
The
he's telling you.
champ, the
That's
champ,
all. That's
the
all I'm getting from that.
undisputed
I'm not
champ,
hearing
though.
anything
The
else.
undisputed
He's just
champ.
Wait,
I
I'm
bring
gonna.
his bum ass with
But
me.
what park you bring him to?
I brought him to Albany. Where's some
It wasn't
comp,
even
you know
at-
what I mean?
it wasn't
You
even
gotta
at
get up and down the
Albany.
court.
That's how
You
I
gotta
did.
get up and down the
It
court.
wasn't even you, Albany.
This nigga, my nigga was definitely.
It wasn't. It was Vent Fitness
and
on.
you fucking
and Western
busted
Ave.
your knee, and you.
I didn't
quit
bust my-
basketball. You
Speaking to the mic a little bit.
fucking, he busted his knee and he quit basketball. He probably made it up and down the court
You see-
a few times.
You see how he's
had
telling the
one
story?
good game, had no second win in him, and then he stopped playing. He never wanted to come again.
First of all, I tore my
and
meniscus.
I'm the layup god, and
I
he can
tore
vouch
my
for that.
meniscus.
He can vouch that I'm the layup god, and I will take him to the rack, and he knows it. He believes it in his soul.
Can you vouch for this, bro?
He knows it.
I've never seen
Him.
He
He knows it. Then no one else matters. He knows it. That's what I'm saying.
Are we
He
done?
knows it.
Are we done now?
We can be done.
So his knee blew out is what you're telling me.
Yes, bro. His knee blew out.
And he never came
He
back.
didn't hoop for like 3 years
He's not-
after
he's
that.
not
How long
tell-
didn't you hoop after that? It was years.
At the end of the
It
day,
was
I
years.
cannot
Exactly, bro.
hoop
He was out of
for.
commission,
Yeah,
bro.
for
Look,
years.
I was out of commission.
At like 22. Like, come on.
Niggas
Derrick
gotta,
Rose ass and
Come on.
niggas gotta understand.
He said we're gonna trade you to 6 teams.
You
ass
gotta
nigga.
understand. I had a real life Derrick Rose injury. I didn't. You know what I'm saying? Just go to the rack and someone just fall
he
my
could
knee. I tore my
So, if that's the
meniscus.
case-
I tore my meniscus with no fucking after.
How'd you tear your meniscus,
If
Jimmy?
that's the case, I should
I
have
tore
took you
my
to
meniscus-
Green Island to play ball. We could have played some safe basketball.
All right, we can play
And I
one on
wouldn't have
one.
brought you to the
If I beat you 1-on-1, then you can't talk to me about any type of sports ever again in
That's
your life.
fine, because if you beat me 1-on-1,
No,
I
I think
You
I
will
would
be
quit.
impressed.
I want you to quit. I want you to
I'd
quit
just be
ball.
impressed.
I want you to quit your
I'd just
career.
be
I feel like one of you needs to cut their dreads.
I couldn't.
Why is he, I'm not cutting my dress.
I'm just saying half. You know what I mean? You don't have to
I
cut.
plan on cutting my shits in half.
What?
Yeah.
You already plan on it?
Yeah, just like shorter. I just like them shorter a little bit.
All right. Well, at least we got that out of the way. I was just interested, curious, honestly, what
Right,
happened.
So yeah, so he took off ball for years after that moment. That's all I have to say.
Look, he has a lot to say.
I'm
You see,
playing
I'm not
elite
saying anything.
basketball. I'm playing elite
Basketball.
Elite basketball.
pickup basketball.
This nigga's never been a star, but he's a role player. What are we saying here? We're talking about a guy
I'm on the YMCA level. I'm elite. I'm on the YMCA circuit. I
on
was
high
elite
school
at the
basketball
time.
level. I was putting up 19 and 12 a game.
Did you play high
Word?
school basketball?
Yeah, I did play high school basketball.
Well,
that
what
was
high-
after
high
I
school?
played for LaSalle. I played for
Oh,
LaSalle.
you did?
Yeah, I was
Oh,
on
yeah.
JV, and I was like a freshman. You know what I'm saying? So,
Okay.
you know, yeah, I was
You
balling.
had the height
Okay.
though. That's why.
I was still big
That's
body.
right.
You know what I'm saying? I was still big body. I was putting up numbers. I was putting numbers up.
Okay.
I ask anybody. You know what I'm saying? I
I
came to
don't know.
Shaker.
I don't know anybody from LaSalle.
You know, just like CBA or just.
He's like, ask anybody, bro.
Well, I was about to say Shaker. You know what I'm saying? Because I came to Shaker and niggas knew I balled. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I came to Shaker and niggas already knew I balled. Shout out to Mo, Sauce Kid Reese. Shout out to his brother that's really doing this shit for real. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Shout out
Put it up
to
buckets.
Trason Burrell. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Pop. You know, a lot of these niggas, you know, I played ball with back in the day, but we're gonna get off that
We're
fact.
gonna get off that
Because
yeah.
at the end of the day, ain't nobody in here could beat me in 1-on-1. So we're gonna just say that, and I'll put 50 on it. So. And
Oh, you
think
put.
you have to
I'll tell you, that's an easy
I don't
50. You
think
got
you have to
100.
win,
You
honestly.
play ball? It might be $150 you got to pay
I
up.
just feel like I could just
I'm
tire
winning.
you out with the simplest, most effective.
this guy,
shit.
I'll give you a story about me playing ball. And so, actually, after high school and everything, I actually ended up going to the county because I ended up. So I ended up.
Context.
It seems like a natural. Seems like a natural progression in the path you were taking. When was this?
This was 2009, but they sentenced me to go to jail in like 2007 or 2008. Wow. I already knew I was going to jail before I was going to jail because they were like, on this date, I have to report to jail. So
Seems like a fucked up way to do
or
it.
you can come in early, you know.
so
come in 2 weeks before. I got
so
shit to do.
in there, that's when speaking of basketball, I told them I'm ass at ball.
Yeah.
They were always odd man people out, and I'm like, I don't play ball. I'm not nice. Like,
Yo, you
I
whack, man.
Like I can D it up. And I'm good with that. Layups good, but it just like I'm not nice.
Right.
And I'm not nice like people in the county are nice. You just know what you already know. You know what I mean? And I used to always get clowned because it's like, bro, I told you guys that I'm ass at ball. They would still pick me.
Yeah.
I'd play ass, and then they'd be like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you?
My defense, like, bro, I told you
it was
niggas.
like that when I brought Lux to go play ball, bro. Like
Bro.
Lux was super ass. He told us he was gonna be ass, and we was mad he was ass.
But Lux is a big nigga too. Lux is
Yeah,
like,
Lux is
Bro,
like
he
6'7".
was big and he had no footwork. Like he just couldn't no lateral.
He can't move
movement. Like,
around
yo,
those big ass
is-
feet.
Lux-
His feet are cruise ships.
Bro.
Like he just trips over himself. It's like wearing fucking clogs from Germany. He's like, oh.
Clogs from Germany.
And anytime he walks, I just think he's falling forward. Like,
Shout
you know
to
what I mean?
Lux.
He's always just catching himself with the other foot.
I'm trying to.
So about these T-shirts though.
Yeah.
Facts.
All right, my fault. So I'm in.
So your soft launch, you're bringing
soft
to the Blue
launch
Banks.
at the Banks. I'm at
Shout
the
out
Banks.
all.
Yep, shout out to Albany. We have the shirts. We sell.
What year is this?
2013.
2013.
So it's June 21st, 2013. We sell out all the tees. Everybody's coming up to us, parents, kids. They're like, when are you gonna open up a shop? When are you gonna open up a store?
Was the response
After the first launch? Just
after
after
the
that
sale?
one launch?
Was the response that well?
Literally within the same day, man.
Wow.
Within the same day, parents and kids are coming up to me asking me. I'm looking at my friend like we just printed these shits in his garage. You know what I mean? The night prior. Shout out to OK and his mom's garage. You know what I mean? So we never thought of any shop or anything. Like it was never even thought of until, you know, if there's about 100 skateboarders, about 70, you know what I mean? A good amount pulled up to us and asked us. The ones that stressed, the ones that made it seem, you know what I mean, that motivated me the most was the amount of parents.
That's fire.
Because I didn't realize that they didn't like the vibe that they were getting at other places that they could shop at. So parents would come up to me and state that, you know, they don't like going there. You know what I mean? They don't like going to certain spots. So it's
Certain skateboarding spots in Albany?
certain skateboarding places to buy skateboarding
In general.
Yeah,
In Albany.
Wherever.
and just wherever, just the whole capital
general.
region. Yeah, you know what I mean. Nowhere nearby where they feel comfortable enough to, you know what I mean.
So they wanted something different.
They wanted a different vibe. I got a lot that they were being judged coming in because it'd be like a lot of new skateboarders. You know what I mean. So
How many shirts did you make? I'm just
I
curious. How
don't
many
remember
think you
the
guys
exact amount, but I want to say because it was a size run and all, and I want to say it's probably about 50 shirts.
Are you selling these shirts or are you just giving them away?
We were selling them, and we were selling them $5 a pop,
Oh, that's smooth.
and we were just getting rid of them. But
Yeah.
How much
That's how
did
you do
cost
it,
to
though.
make 'em?
to make them, we were getting the shirts. I think it was like $1 or $2 at the time. We printed them ourselves, so probably about a couple cents worth of ink every now.
Nice.
You know, so
So you made more money off it than you
I'm
made.
yes, and
That's
I
a
didn't
great experience for the first time.
for
just
the
to see
first
it.
time.
Yeah.
I did not even expect to sell
Facts.
a couple, bro, because I'm like
You impressed yourself.
super. Me and
Yeah.
my boy were looking at each other
Fire.
like, whoa, what the fuck? We didn't know that like people also thought the way that we thought. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I was like, all right, you know, maybe we should try this out. And then as the more I like progressed in making the brand, then then the following got a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then that's when I bumped into my business partner at just a Price Chopper over on Western Ave. I remember this is the same kid that I finessed like
For the pack.
for the pack back in the day that I sold him the Reggie pack for, you know.
For the exotic.
This is
Yeah.
the dude who you're about to go into business with.
So the dude I'm about to go into business with
Is the guy you finessed.
is the
Yeah.
guy I finessed.
Do you think that was a good idea at that point?
The way he came up to me, I'm in the grocery store and he's like, "Yo, Drew, da da da."
Do you think he was mad about that bag? Did he even know?
So Pete. So bro, he came up to me. I thought I was gonna have to fight homie in Price Chopper because
Over avocados.
I'm like,
Deal 3 for $1.
you know what I mean? Because it's been a amount of years. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like, you're not tight over that.
Yeah.
I know, because I felt like
He
I
probably
was.
smoked it, didn't even know it was Reggie.
I was
Just
about to say, he
like,
Nah, he blew my shit up. He definitely knew. He
This is
definitely
fucking
because he
Reggie.
was flipping it himself. You know what I mean? So he didn't. Whatever.
He was flipping. Wow.
Niggas probably be like, bro, you got finesse.
See, kids like that always want to be in the mix. They always want to be, you know what I mean, a part of like exciting shit. I don't want to say exciting because it's not, you know what I mean, like
It's not.
They wouldn't feel
special.
important.
It's not. Special.
It's not. It's regular.
nothing
That's why it
special.
was like. So he's showing me like an absurd amount of love at the grocery store, and I'm like, you know, the typical. What you doing? What you getting together?
Small talk bullshit.
Yeah, small talk. We should get up. We should smoke. I'm like, all right, whatever.
You just wanted to smoke some Reggie with you and be like, I got you.
Yo, it was kind of weird.
I would have been awkward. Like, bro, you want to smoke with me now, bro? You're a fool ass nigga.
Yeah,
like,
you're a duck.
Yeah, you're
Hate
dead.
to say it.
Anyway, so this is at the time I'm going to the community loan fund. I'm looking around for loans of my own, and I was gonna get one through a bank. So this is around the time that I bumped into him, and I told him, you know, small talk. Hey, I'm about to open up a shop. You should come check me out when it opens. You know what I mean?
What was the numbers looking like when you were first trying to get things started? Like, how much did you need to get shit off the ground?
I was asking for 25,000. That's what my original business plan was for, and that's what I needed for the original startup.
Did you go anywhere? Did you write a business plan? Did you have to learn about this shit on the way, or you were just like?
So I was working on a business plan. I was going.
How did you learn about it? Because obviously you didn't go to college.
Yeah, how do you
Yep.
get
I mean, your mom obviously isn't the most astute to business. So did someone's friend teach you?
So I reached out to some people at UAlbany, and I got in touch with like some business.
They have a small business center at UAlbany. If people didn't know who's listening, that you can contact for free. Believe it or not.
It ended.
Yeah. It says broadcast failed.
But yeah, there is that you can go and, you know what I mean.
That's a good plug. I never knew that.
Yeah, there you go. If you want to open your store, small business center in UAlbany, can help you out.
They'll help you finesse.
It will help you finesse, but they'll definitely help
They'll
you.
finesse your pockets. For 20,000, you'll get 5,000 worth of work. No, I'm just joking. Just call them up and probably they'll do something for you.
So
Thanks, Jimmy.
You were looking at 25,000 to get everything up and running.
Yep.
What did you initially plan to do with that 25,000?
So I wanted to get my inventory up. I wanted to buy a little bit of a nicer press than what I had to speed up production. I wanted to get that 25 was also going to get us things for the store, you know, furniture, and it was also going to have like money on the back burner.
Did you now that you're looking back at it, do you think 25,000 was enough? Because initially hearing it as someone who starts a business as well, 25,000 is not dick.
No,
like
it wasn't.
That shit'll go in a second.
Yes.
That shit'll gone.
Looking back at it now, a yes and a no, because I didn't get to delegate everything. You feel me? So it was, could things have gone, could I have made 25 stretch? Could my cheap ass made 25 stretch by myself versus having, because my original plan, I felt like I could have done it. But then once I partner up with these people.
So how did you bring him into the fold?
Yeah, so remember so I end up hitting him up. Let's smoke.
Speaking of Mike.
I remember I ended up hitting him up. I ended up hanging out with him. And whatchamacall? And we were just talking, and he brought up the fact that his pops could give me the money instead. And I'm like, all right. I mean, if you know they're making it. I know this kid from high school. Obviously, it seems like he's over me finessing him. And what I want to say is he what he said to me, and I'll never forget this.
What's his name?
I'm not gonna say.
Okay,
that. But for people who know him, and that's just what it is. And I remember he told me, he's like, because he brought up me finessing him back in the day. He's like, I'm not mad that you robbed me. He said, I'm mad that my friend robbed me. And I just looked at him like, I said I was sorry, but
that's nutty.
But it's like, trying to rob my friends, and you're about to give me the 25, so it's like, why am I gonna say that now?
Why am I about to fuck this play up?
Right.
So I thought that was super corny. I remember telling like my actual homies, like, who says that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking fool. Whoever you are, you're a fool.
Like, I'm not mad at you. I'm mad that my friend robbed me. It's like, bro, if I was your friend, I would have not dubbed your call. I would have robbed you. Or I would have finessed you. It wasn't even a rob. It was just a finesse. Because I gave you product. I gave you something. It just wasn't what it was.
Right.
You know? Anyway. So I ended up going through him. You know what I mean? We ended up meeting. Now that I see things now,
We ended up meeting with his lawyer. I didn't have anybody on my side look at it. Like, it was all under him, and I'm thinking everything's gonna be good because they got me. You know what I mean? I really thought, and then the way that they were playing it, and you got like, you know, it's like the typical movie, bro, where like a white family adopts like a less fortunate kid, and that's the vibe that I was getting because they were like trying to be. His dad was trying to be my dad. You know what I mean? I could feel it because they were trying to like make me do things that didn't really even need to be done. You know what I mean? Throw this out for me, or stupid little subconsciously little things that it's like
it makes them feel good.
Yeah, and it's like, bro, I'm not your son. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't have to do this.
I don't have to do this. And like, I thought you were just my business partner. You know what I mean?
You're not my father now. Trying to take over my business.
And like, I did open up to him, and I did thank them because they did obviously give me the opportunity. Yeah. So, shout out, you know, whatever that to that opportunity.
Right.
And so I was with it, and you know, I played the game. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
how much did they change up your initial idea that which you were
talking to the mic, Von? You know, you guys know
how much did they change up like your initial idea that you had from when you were original playing with your homie, getting the 25,000? Like how much did they alter like your game plan, just adding them into it?
So they wouldn't let me execute my game plan because there was things that there ended up being money missing, and then they ended up
from what you made.
So,
well, I'm saying before you even got it, like before the ending, like from when you guys started, like was that how it's supposed to look? Like from when you guys launched, was that your initial idea right there? Was that your initial vision?
No, not at all. I felt like the grand opening was rushed. I felt like I definitely could have done better. There was designs I never got to print. Mm-hmm. There was things that didn't print as good as I wanted them to print. And there was a lot of things that I'm looking back now that we just needed a little bit more time. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I was getting the response crazy. It was just like, I'm just trying to provide what people are asking me for.
You were just trying to catch that wave, that hot streak. You can't let the flame die out, like you were saying earlier. Sizzle, bro. You can't just
can't leave while you hot. That's how Mace screwed up, man.
Exactly. So everybody's on it. I'm like, all right, I'm about to open it, you know, and I got a spot at 204 Washington Ave, and it was, our rent was, I think it was $1,500, and we had 1,200 square feet, and I had 300 square feet for our office. At that time, I was in between houses, so I was literally just living out of the store. My landlord, before we signed the lease, I told her that we would be doing events on the regular. On Mondays, I wanted to, you know, for example, Mondays have it be make beats. Tuesday be live paintings. Wednesdays be...
And this is a lease you said you had, right? A lease.
This is the lease, and it was on the lease that we would be doing events. But I don't think she understood the scale of what my events would be. And like,
she probably didn't believe that you had the social... like status to get people to come, you know, at that point.
I think that's what it was, because whenever I would have something, she would come down, and she would always end stuff, bro.
Was she in the building?
She unfortunately lived on the top floor, a couple stories up. Okay. I remember when we first got the keys to the spot, me and my business partner, we went down there to spark a celebratory blunt, you know what I mean? Just like,
we did it. Yeah.
Like, yo, we did it. Boom. As soon as you spark it, bro, I take one pull. She calls me. I smell weed. So off the first time, I'm like, damn. Yeah. My fault. I don't want no bad blood. I was like, all right, no.
This is what it is.
This is what it is. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, whatever. That's not even an issue. I'm not even that worried about it.
Right.
But as time went on, I could tell she wasn't. She was
getting aggy.
She was getting aggy. Because when I closed at 9, she used to ask why I'm still there after 9, and thinking that just because I closed the store at 9,
I have to leave.
That I have to leave at 9.
Right, yeah, you have business stuff to do. It's like, I'm fucking doing the books, I'm printing fucking product, I'm doing social media, like I'm fucking, like I'm doing my taxes, I'm jerking off in the back, I pay fucking rent here.
This is what I'm saying. So like, I'm not gonna lie, how I was raised. If you pay rent somewhere, I felt like and I don't got no spot to stay,
This is my spot.
this is my spot. You know what I mean? My homie lived down the block. I'd shower and chill at his crib too. You know what I mean? I'd just jug and finesse when I can. You know what I mean? I was just trying to grind for the store. You know what I mean? That was like my main thing. I was just like store.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't even care.
Before it even, I remember you bringing me over there before the opening and just showing me everything come to life. Like you didn't even have the desk built yet and shit.
Okay, yeah.
You showing me the designs for like I remember the table was a special like design. You had to get it done.
Yeah, and there was a lot of things, a lot of designs and stuff that I wanted to put into the store that I didn't get to do, or it just didn't turn out the way that I envisioned it to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we open up. We have our grand opening. Love is crazy.
Wait, before you open up, I'm actually curious. Like, what are you doing like leading up to the opening? Like, cause I know you had like collab with a couple of like the local designers and shit to get some of their shit in there. Like, were they reaching out to you? Were you reaching out to them? Like,
somebody put me on to the shout out to the Cosmo Club kids, and they said you should put them in the store. And I've always been about local, so I'm like, let's do it. Let's put them in the store. And they ended up selling out. And what sucks too, after the closing and everything, they never ended up getting paid. I never got paid. There was a lot of brands in there that never got paid.
What brands did you have in there?
What did you have in there?
So we had, it was all local brands. It was myself. It was Cosmo Club. It was this other brand called Piggly. I had Boulevard skateboards in there, and I had Gourmet footwear. And I was working my way, and I was talking with A6 actually. I was talking with Frank 151. I was talking with some 10 Deep guys. I was trying to get some more like underground brands
streetwear at that point
that aren't in the mall or aren't in anywhere else. Brands that really only
culture shit.
Yeah.
You in the loop.
Yeah, only brands that you would know that if you know, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If you're really skateboarding in that.
Well,
sector.
Not even just skating. That's just
That's
10
culture.
different
And
shit
that's
just
culture.
brings deep.
Yeah,
that's
and
culture.
that's the thing that I wanted to stress about too about my shop was it wasn't just a skate shop. I do skateboard, but I also like other stuff. And like my shop was just supposed to be a fashion boutique. I have vintage clothes in 2014, so you could shop through those. That was shout out to Coop, and he supplied that. And I was gonna
Cooper Troop.
Yep, Cooper True. Yeah, he makes beats, and he supplied the vintage stuff. And I was gonna start. I was talking with F as in vintage, Frank as in vintage out in Canada. I think it's F as in Frank out in Canada. I haven't thought about them in a while, but they have a program where you can go and buy vintage clothes by the weight. They have a big warehouse.
Wow.
And then you can just go and they have good vintage shit. And I was just gonna go out there, and I was gonna start off with Coop shit and then work my way. You know what I mean? And just little vintage gear that you find around. It was a consignment shop. You know what I mean? If you have shit, you can come and put it in there as well, along with artwork. So essentially, you could shop. You could buy canvas work. You could buy vinyl. You could buy shoes. You could buy. A lot of my friends do graffiti, so I was working on getting some spray paint in there.
It's like a fire ass flea mart.
Yeah, it was just a whole bunch of everything. You know
just
what I
get
mean?
anything you want. One stop shop.
Yeah, and it was just mix and mingle ground for everything. I was working with Frank 151. They make little magazines and books, like $10 books, and I'm always about promoting like just learning, So I wanted to get more like good reading material to spark up the new little kids.
But when did this come in? Because like you're a badass kid, you don't like learning, anti-establishment, fuck the world, or not fuck the world, but like fuck the mainstream, right? You're what a lot of skateboards are is just anti-culture, right? They're a subculture in this kind of like rebellious phase, So how did you get to that, to being about learning and being about like other brands coming in and working with people? Because it's like kind of fuck everybody and like bashing heads, and then it's like working with a lot of people, because that takes a lot of maturity in a small amount of time. You got to be to even like start a brand, open up a shop. It's a lot of development, it's a lot of self-development. So how'd you go about that?
So I've been skating Albany since I moved to Albany in 2004. I'm not from over here. I moved over here in 2004, and I've been skating around here since then. So, and I don't feel like we have a big scene as much as it was back in the day. I feel like it's probably picking up more now because it's, you know, just how skateboarding is now. But there's like a tight knit group of I feel like the older guys now that I remember coming up with me, you know, that are the same age as me now, that I remember when I was younger, back when the Banks was, you know, they had all the fences up. There's people that were before me that skated it back in the 80s too, you know what I mean? But so it all started due to the fact that I always thought the vibe was weird over here. I felt like a lot of people sometimes even like, I don't know, maybe it's just a New York thing, or they're very standoffish.
Definitely New York thing.
And like,
definitely New York
you know
thing.
what I mean? And I remember back in North Carolina, I was getting all the love from David and Carlos and Eric, the kids that showed me skating, and I just wasn't getting that vibe over here. So I'm like, why isn't the love like that over here? Why isn't everybody like kind of like
together?
Yeah, you know what I mean? People are together, but
not they're together, but just in the same room. It's just
it's not like how it was growing up skating. And I was like, why is it different? You know what I mean? But so I always wanted to just kind of show the love that I got from
translate the vibe.
Yeah, like honestly, they don't even know it, but they huge impact in my life. Those 3 kids put me on.
That's hard.
And just,
do you still fuck with them now, or are you still?
I don't. I saw one of them comment on here like, "Yo, I've been wondering what you've been doing since North Carolina," and that's fire.
That's
so I'm
crazy.
definitely gonna hit him up.
Fire.
But yeah, that's what it's about. It's about a growth, and it's like it's interesting to hear. It's like how you were alone as a kid, you know, single mother, father doesn't care, you know, single, you know, only child.
Facts.
And then you're all of a sudden creating a community, you know, which you're kind of just like through your shop, you know what I mean? Even like you had the skater kids in there, you had rappers come through there, you had people who were trying to do paintings through there. It's just interesting that you built this community where people can come through and kind of just all accept each other, and you're reproducing a vibe that you felt 5 years, 10 years previous.
Yeah, big time.
In a city you're not even from like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yo, because like I don't see that love in the city. Nobody.
That's also typical Southern, bringing up the Southern culture of just like acceptance and just like and hospitality. Because like you said, like his New York thing is like even like trying to get new friends up here when you get to school is like, fuck is you know what I mean? You have to go through a bunch of trials. Yeah, you know what I mean?
You have to fight to get those friends.
Bro, I'm starting to notice because when I travel to different places, my guard is so up, and I get mad at people for being nice to me. But it's like, what? Like I'm getting mad at, like, people want to give me rides to places because I'll just pick a spot and I'll go and just whatever's the cheapest flying out of Albany. Whatever city it is, I'm flying to it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
And I'll just go and chill down there, whatever.
That's wavy.
And then
That's very wavy.
And I just mix and mingle. You know what I mean? And some people are too nice because I remember I never really heard of the word kinfolk before. And this kid at the park in Atlanta, he's like, "You look like some kinfolk." And I thought that was like a...
Nigga, that might have been a
derogatory.
It ain't derogatory, but that still could have been a line. If Atlanta's different, bro. They'll smile at you in Atlanta, and then...
So I'm like, what you say, bro? Like, what's good? What am I... Like, what's about to happen? You feel me? And he's like, you look like family. And I'm like, oh, my fault. Like, I'm like super dumb hard on him. And he's like, bro, chill. You look like that's what that means.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, I don't know. And I'm not even from here. And it's already like... in my, you know what I mean?
So as you're going through this, did you ever just like in your head, just like besides like the dad trying to be a father, was there any like signals in the back of your head like this is kind of strange, like as you're going through it with your business partner, like red flags in your head, which was like this doesn't look like it's going good?
Well, he would always ask to hang out after work, and it's like work's done, I'm gonna go and do my thing, like that I normally do. You weren't there normally, so I don't know. You know what I mean?
You weren't my mans before all this, like.
Exactly. You weren't my mans before this. You just put up the money. I get it. We're cool. We do smoke. We do kick it. But that's just
Which about. Fine. That's
and I'm cool with that. I thought I was cool with it. I was cool with kicking it with you every now and then. You know what I mean?
We're not being best buddies here.
But I'm not like sleeping over your crib and like
having
breakfast.
yeah, like
breakfast for soup.
Like I get it. I know I don't really have any parents, but they would invite me over to all the dinners and stuff. It's like, bro, I'd rather just kick it with my friends.
Yeah.
Like I'm not trying to be. I appreciate the love, but I don't
need the family.
I don't need the father like thing that you're trying to put on me. You know what I mean? Or you're trying to take me into your family. Like I appreciate it, but
that vibe was probably awkward as hell.
So over a while there was like some like tension, and I remember his dad stating, "You need to clear the air with him," and I'm like, there is nothing for me to clear on my end. Like it's more of your son being
having something to do with.
So you know when like your girl's mad and she's walking around the crib and she hasn't told you why she's mad.
You could tell she's mad, but she's not gonna give you that.
Yeah, so she just. Well, you know,
very body language.
Yeah, and it's
mad.
Like, it's like, bro, okay, what's going on?
There's
you
the bitch assness. This is the bitch assness.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
So I remember he asked to fight me like twice. You know what I mean? I'm like, bro, you really want to fight? Like,
nah, you don't want to fight.
Yeah, it's like,
you don't want to fight, bro. Like,
I feel like that's such a. I feel like. Honestly, I felt like if you'd have done it, it'd probably been over. Because it's like if someone asks to fight you and you physically dominate somebody, it's over. You know what I mean? There's no more to discuss.
All, if you're asking to fight, you shouldn't be fighting.
He's like, let's fight right now. Let's fight right now. I remember all my homies are like, whoa. Like,
you're not gonna fight me, bro.
I remember they used to they used to be like, how you so chill? But it's like, bro, this kid is like,
because he doesn't really want to fight.
You don't want to fight.
I'm like, bro, if you want to fight, bro. Yeah. I'm right here every day. Yeah. Your dad is around the corner. I already know if we fight, bro, then your dad's gonna come over here, and it's like
you're gonna have to call somebody.
Yeah, like nobody's calling my dad, nobody's calling my mom. It's like if I get into a fight, you know what I mean? Right. So it's like, bro, your pops is here at all times. So it's like,
no,
you're good. You're good. That's like a bodyguard without having the bodyguard. You know what I mean?
So was he asking to fight over like an altercation or something? Not like you some like tiff you had at the store where it's like stop being stupid and he's like fight me, or did this like advance over time where it was like oh you hanging out?
It was that tension.
I think it was that tension. It just over time it was any little thing.
Any little thing would go.
Yeah.
We have the same problems. It's okay.
Yeah. Any little, you know what I mean? And I get it because there was a night before, like when we were signing the papers, he said, thank you for letting me be a part of your group. And at the time, I was like, these are just people that I just hang out with.
Yeah, these are my regular friends that I'm very indifferent about from day to day. Like,
like
I love them, but I can't stand them.
Exactly.
As many
I don't kick it with these guys all the time. These are my boys.
Guys.
But
I hate all my friends with a fucking passion.
Exactly.
With a burning passion. Like Jimi, fuck that nigga.
Like there is no group. What do you mean? We're part of what group? Fuck the group.
Exactly. I'm like, well, all right, bro. If you think you're part of the group, all right, go ahead. I'm not
that steep, bro. The
exactly.
Group is
he just wanted to be a part of something.
He wanted friends. He was insecure.
He wanted friends. What I've come to realize is, yes, he wanted.
Jesus, $25,000 for a friend. Whoever this kid is, I'll be your friend. $25,000. You heard his price. I'll take 5 less.
Facts. So like, over time, it came to that, and it sucks. And it sucks that because I did open up and I eventually told him that, hey man, I'm not your friend. This is just business. And then from there, that's when the store went downhill. That's when I started losing say in the business.
Do you think you could have?
Yeah. Do you think you could have insulated yourself?
So, bro, I get in trouble at my job now because I talk too much, and I tell I always speak my mind. So.
Right. Yeah, I think it's always good to clear the air with business partners because it's like if you keep something built up, it's the animosity, it's the money on the line, it's the time you put in. So it's good that you were open with them, but I wish you would have just insulated yourself a little bit more. It's like this nigga's probably gonna be a bitch, but like because me personally, it's like all right, I gotta.
Bro, you know what I mean?
I had to deal with this. I had to deal with something recently. It's like I gotta tell someone I don't want to be your friend anymore, and it's like. Yeah, and it's like there's no good way to say it. You know what I mean? There is a good way to say it and be cordial about it, but there's to the person you're telling you don't want to be their friend to receive it like that. To you know what I mean? It's like this is just business. It's difficult, you know, for the other end. You know, it's pretty easy on your end. Like, hey man, I'm not your friend, it's just business, but you know what I mean.
To be able to receive it is
yeah.
And I get it,
different
and maybe I
construct.
may have said it in some dickhead way. I don't remember exactly how
Sure
I
you
said it, but
Sure you did. He's asked to
Probably.
fight
I'm
you
pretty
several
sure.
times.
I'm pretty sure you didn't
You just showed
realize
you didn't
how.
care. I'm probably you.
No,
probably wouldn't
it
like,
wasn't
I
even
don't
that you didn't care. It's that like his sensitivity wasn't. You weren't even in tune with that sensitivity at that point. With a man at that point, like, wow, you're really just being a bitch ass nigga. Like, you know, that's fuck it. Like, fuck it.
I mean,
But I understand where you're at. Like, I'm not gonna tolerate that shit. If you're gonna be a bitch ass nigga, then fuck it. Like, I'd rather just call it quits and just do my own thing. Like,
and that's what sucks, and that's what I always think about to this day, and that's what I always like.
you did the right thing.
Like I felt like should I like every day like should I have just bit the bullet?
Should I have
bro?
ate that? Yeah.
Should I just ate that and should I just let him just
Definitely not.
like
I
should
think
I
it-
just been fake? But I've never been
Yeah,
fake.
yeah,
That's the
that's
thing.
corny.
That's,
It's like
that's the
building.
thing. It's like if you start changing your key factors about yourselves, about whatever you stand for yourself, then you're changing your qualities in business. And it's like if you're willing to change these key things, then you're willing to change other
Anything,
things.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's good that you stood on your feet and was like, this is what it is, right? Obviously, it took the turn that it probably would have. You know what I mean? Just with the way with what it said, but I think when you look at this, like, and it's like I saw your post talking about like, what fifth place was and how it happened and stuff like that, and it's like I don't think you should feel bad about it because it's like businesses fail because like when you as an entrepreneur, like 80% of entrepreneurs, rough number, don't quote me, fail out of
I watch
business.
Shark Tank.
You know what I mean? So it's like it didn't work with a person you didn't really get along with. So it's not like it's like a hit in the dark where it's like, why didn't this idea spark? Because you had the good idea.
You had the
was
yoga
that,
flame.
you know what I mean?
and
If maybe you didn't take the business partner, right? Because at the end of the day, it's kind of good. You feel like to have a partner because it's like I can alleviate
Lean on
I can alleviate some of the responsibilities onto him because it's like if you're starting especially a retail business, which I'm sure is super stressful, especially now with Amazon and all these other online people, it's like to compete in an actual physical store, even though I know your vision was slightly different. But those things about businesses is I don't think you should feel necessarily bad. I think you learned a lot in this process of going through it. It's like you were able in a short amount of time to figure out how to do a business plan, how to then go talk to First Community Bank, to then go file all this paperwork, and LLC and all this stuff.
Fucking
It's like
how to mix fucking different cultures in the city. Like you had
right. So in a
people.
short amount of time, you were able to nail this thing, right? And if
Facts.
maybe you didn't take the money from a private source and you took it from the bank, which I understand why you probably did. It's like, all right, I'm gonna take it from a friend's dad, right?
Yeah.
Of course,
not a
anybody
bank.
would do that.
Yeah, not a financial
anybody-
institution. That's a no-brainer. It's
Yeah.
like, but then you compromise.
You
the
realize
things on,
what you have to. What
right?
comes
Because
with
who
that.
knows at your age, right? Or just when you're opening a business
How
with
old are
a
you at the
partner.
time?
I was 23.
So at the time, 23 is what I am now. Is you know what I mean? Who knows? You need lawyers on both sides, right? You know what I
yes.
mean? Like
Yes.
who knows? We need to have both separate agreements and have it written down what each of us have control over. It's not something you're thinking of. It's someone saying, "Hey, bud, I got 25 G's for you." It's like he said, you didn't want that shit to go away, So it's like there's a lot of things in this thing where it's like you look at them and it's like some of these things has to be an instant decision, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure if you were to go at it in a different venture or just to at the same thing again, you would look at it like, I don't need to hop on this right away,
Nah,
And a
big
lot of
time.
things, like you said, you watch Shark Tank, and I don't know if I'm sure a lot of people watch Shark Tank, and what a lot of these people say is like, you don't need the money. You don't need the partner. You need to do it on your own, right? Or you don't need the money.
People that see your vision.
Mhm, exactly.
And there was a lot of marketing schemes and a lot of things that I had, and they were kind of skeptical of, and kind of made me not want to do them. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of things that.
And you brought the whole idea. Like,
And
how
I-
dare we shun my ideas? This whole shit is mine.
Well, you're always gonna have those people in a partnership where it's gonna be like, I don't know. And those people are good. Honestly, I know people are like, oh, you're scared. It's like, it's good to err on the side of caution.
I think saying I don't know is fine, but disencouraging is something.
Well,
is different.
I would say, yes, there's a difference, right? There's a difference between disencouraging and just erring on the side of caution, right? Yes, I 100% agree with that. I do like people who err on the side of caution
Me too.
because it's
Very
like,
cautious person.
it's like, sometimes when you pull the trigger, you can't unpull it, right? It's out in the air and you got to stick with your decision. So it's like when you make those decisions, because I'm kind of like a gun-ho person too. This is how this all started. I got my taxes and I was like, fuck it, I want to do it. Pulled the trigger on the fucking all the shit I wanted, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it's like,
Fire.
but when you some of those decisions, you pull the trigger, you can't take it back, right?
Big facts.
So it's like, like I was saying in your decision, in your case, it's like they're not always bad, but like in your situation where it was like they're just questioning you at every turn, that's when it's like.
You see, but at the same time, I've never been able to relate to nobody. You remember, I've always moved everywhere.
Come a little closer.
So I've never been able to relate. I've never met somebody that's has no brothers or sisters, moved around as much as I moved around, don't have really no parents. I did always whatever I wanted. All my life experiences, no one's ever been able to relate to me. So I've always felt like I've been different. You know what I mean?
Just with your life.
Exactly. And just like I wanted to run my business differently. I've always moved different. I've always talked different. I've always thought of things different.
And that's probably what brought you to the table in the first place.
Exactly.
Being
Like
different.
Like I don't pay on first dates. If I'm going out with a girl, I let her know off the rip I'm not paying on the first date.
Jesus.
Like, you know what
That's
I mean?
That's aggressive. That's aggressive.
That's not aggressive. That's
but
not
you know
aggressive.
what?
You know what
But
that
you
is?
know
Might
what?
get the
That's
second or third.
That's
'cause if I fuck with
progressive.
you.
But
That's
peep
progressive
Peep
pimping.
this. Peep this.
That's not aggressive. That's progressive.
Like
Shout out to Water.
that's
Shout out
just
to my nigga Water.
that's just what it is. Like if you fuck with me, my money means nothing. Like if you
That's a
fuck with
fact.
me, like me taking you out somewhere shouldn't even be a thing. So I've always moved different. I always thought that things that I've always done, I've always seen myself differently. So I've always wanted to run my brand differently. And the way that all my marketing stuff and all of my things that I want to do with my brand are for sure different, and nobody's ever done them before, and I know for a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the way my brain works
that.
and how I've always
unique.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, so my name is fifth place for a reason, because always in my whole life, I've never gotten first place. I've never.
I already knew why you named it fifth place too. It's like, because it was crazy when I bought it. I was like, I fuck with this so hard. You know what I mean? Like fifth place, like, you know what I mean? That's something to strive for first. Like puts the fire under your ass. You know what I mean?
Well, how I look, well, that's cool. I never thought about it like that. How I looked at it is, so what I've noticed, always not getting first, I would always notice that I felt like I was happier than the person who won first. You know what I mean? Like the person who won first would always take his trophy and just leave and just be like, peace, I'm out. Because that's really what winners do. You know what I mean? They just get their shit and just be out. But I'm in fifth place showing the one in second place love. I'm showing somebody in 10th place love for like just trying, bro. Like we're out here chilling. I'm having a good time. I never win as it is, so I don't ever expect to win. So I'm having fun at every
turn.
At every contest that I'm at. I'm always just gonna have fun because I never win anyway.
You're not even taking this shit serious at this point.
Exactly.
Like,
I think that's a good concept for life, right?
That's
to
fire.
not to like back off from trying to like sit in the back and enjoy the ride, right?
Exactly. So that's what my mindset's been. Because remember, I don't give a fuck about anything. So
Yeah,
I've just
yeah.
always been
chilling.
chilling. So that's the reason why I call it fifth place. I feel like no matter what you are number one. No one on this earth shits like you, eats like you. No one has the same name. No one like has literally the same DNA structure as you. And I feel like the definition of competition is like, in order for these two things to compete, they both have to be juices. You know what I mean? And then from there, are they in the same category? Are they both body armor? You know what I mean? Everybody's different in their own unique way.
Yeah.
So no matter what, you've already broke the competition for yourself because you're the only one out there. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I hear you.
So that's just what it is for the name.
Yeah.
So the name is no matter what you are, you're number one. And it's a little bit of a play on words. The fact that like I always thought it'd be funny that if we ever do be number one, that our name is like fifth place.
I
That's
fuck
funny
with
as
the
fuck.
fact that like you acknowledge the person in first does get his shit and just dips. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and there's nothing wrong with being that fifth place person that's just like motherfucker, if it's 5th place, that's still, you know what I mean? Like,
but you gotta think about those people who get first, highly competitive people, very, very like talented people, right? And to themselves, that might be crushingly depressing. I mean, imagine being the top of your class, top of the game, top of your skill set. You know what I mean? To win, and everyone kind of like look down upon you, even though you won, because it's like this person beat me, and his philosophy of I don't care if you beat me, I'm still showing love.
I feel like the winner's an asshole for dipping. Like if you came and get your shit and you dip, like you just came to shit on everybody and dip. And I understand that mindset. I understand that mindset, but being comfortable in 5th place, being cool enough to say, well, this guy don't want to stay here. Well, fuck him. You know what I mean? 2nd place is here, good job. 3rd place is here, good job. 4th place, I think that's hard. Like, you know what I mean?
My ego might be so high, bro, but I don't think anybody can beat anybody on anything because you're your own
entity.
Yeah, like you got your nobody. I feel like the only way somebody could beat me on something if a clone was made of me and he beat me on something. I feel like that's the only way. You know what I mean? That's the only way I feel like someone can even get close.
That's deep, but it's not deep at all, and I fuck with it. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like that. So like, I don't know if my ego's high for that or I'm just like.
No, it's just being comfortable.
Or I'm comfortable with my own self. You know what I mean? That's why I always tell women that they shouldn't have to wear makeup. Just be natural. That's why I've always fucked with people that aren't mainstream. That's why I fucked with people that always had their own
original style.
So
because it's so easy to be everybody else.
Right,
bro.
exactly. It's easy to be a carbon copy, which a lot of you fuck niggas from 518 are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but,
like I'd rather you like have like a fake leg and like you have some type of story.
Like you got a wig on or some shit like that, right? Like you be an old man or some shit. Like
give me something.
Some content.
I'm never able to relate to anybody, so give me something. You know what I mean? Like.
I fuck with that. I fuck with you off that. I really do fuck with you now.
Thank you, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I never met you, but I said, I had memories at your store. So now that this is my first day meeting you, it's like, wow, like this is why I had those moments because of who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if it wasn't for who you are, I probably would have never met those people that I did meet at your store. So it's like, wow, like this is mind blowing to me.
And that's another thing that I really liked a lot because I saw that. There was relationships. My store opened in 2014, closed 2015, and there's still friendships from that store. So like, y'all met at my store and you guys are friends. That's cool. That's what I like. I've always wanted to promote. I've always wanted to promote positive shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? I've always wanted everybody to just show love to each other. That's why I put local brands in there. I've never ever been scared of anybody else, you know what I mean? Put everybody in here. I don't give a fuck. Just, you know what I mean?
That's good. That's good.
Because I feel like
authenticity floats to the top.
Yeah, if we're all together, you know what I mean? You're gonna show love. I'm gonna show love, and everybody's happy. You know what I mean?
Right.
So how did it come to a close?
Yeah,
like you were saying that he wanted to fight you. You didn't do that. You told him he wasn't your friend. Blah blah blah. So did he just put a lock on the door and just be like?
Well, what's happening on the way out? That's what I want to know. Like, what's the downward trend look like?
Yeah. So we're going good the first couple months, and I'm asking, hey, we're running out of stuff. We got to reorder. We need some new brands. Like, there's no reason for somebody to come back to our store if we haven't read up on anything new because they already know what's going to be there from the last time because I didn't re-up on anything. So over time, just people stop coming because there's no new shit. And I haven't been able to order no new shit because the person that runs the orders is the Pops and everything has to go through him. So he's trying to administer and put in there brands that just he thinks that are going to be good, but I don't think are going to be good.
What does he know?
Like, what brands are we talking about? Like, just give me one brand. You can say one brand that, like.
Oh, we're just talking about brands that that you can get at the mall. You
okay,
know what
so
I mean?
it's
very, brands that he hasn't heard of.
Very commercial.
Yeah, and it's like, bro, you got to trust me on this.
Right. Like if you told him about Supreme at that point, he probably would have been like Supreme. Like,
yeah, what's Supreme?
I don't even think Supreme was on, but
it wasn't as much as it is now. I don't know. I don't really. I don't have no Supreme stuff. I've never bought any Supreme.
Right.
I don't.
But just in general, you know, if at that point, if you told him about Supreme, like, yo, this is what's gonna be in, this is what people are gonna buy. Yep. You know what I'm saying? He looked at you and said, no, this is not it. Like, this is what people are buying. If you go to the mall, this is what people are buying. You know what I'm saying? Like,
or he'd be like, this is a better option
or like money wise. Like, yeah, hey, this brand.
He'll hit you with the cheaper, or not even the cheaper, but
It's just like, yeah, you get, but it's like, bro,
more bang for your buck or something.
like, but they can get that at the other spot, and they're not gonna buy it here because they can get that at the other spot. So there's really no point in getting that.
Right.
We should get this. It costs like $10 more, but it's dope. Nobody's heard about it, and
you probably get a lot of people just to buy that, just off of that. You know what I mean? Just off of that. You know what I mean? That's crazy. But go ahead.
So, as I started losing say in the business as the months started going on, like littler and littler.
Any more landlord problems at this time too?
Definitely landlord problem. I didn't get the Wi-Fi code for like 3 months in. She would not give me the Wi-Fi code, bro. Like, it was like an ongoing
That's
battle.
crazy.
Yeah, like,
Wow.
I'm paying for the Wi-Fi, and I didn't get the Wi-Fi code. For
Wow.
The longest, bro. She just had it in me. She used to come up to me and tell me, like, why are you treating me like this? Is it because I'm a black woman? A black businesswoman? I'm like...
This has nothing to do with you being black or a woman.
I'm like,
Treating her like what? Like,
because, like, I would be working there past hours. You know what I mean? And she really would want me to leave when it was 9. Like, whenever it said on
That
the...
blows my mind. It's just like, you're paying $1,500 of rent, bitch. I could stay here all night if I'm working.
Bro, me and her used to argue about this. Like, literally.
I would have been like, if you don't want me to stay past 9, you have to cut the rent down to a certain point.
Right. That's exactly right.
Like the lights aren't being used. Nothing's being used at this point. So I shouldn't have to be paying for this at this point. So
she just didn't like me. I remember one time, because I would be out and about, and she'd give me a call. Somebody skateboarding in front of the store. And I'm like, all right, since this is my store, I feel obligated. I'm going to go check it out. And then I go check it out, and there'd be like nobody outside. Come to find out, it's just probably some kid skating past the store. You know what I mean? Or she'd be like somebody smoking a cigarette outside. The bus stop's right in front of the fucking store.
You have one of the main CDTA bus lines on Central, where the Armory's right across.
She was notorious for that one. I feel like she was fucking with me.
Yeah,
bro.
she probably was fucking with you.
She'd be like somebody smoking in front of the store, and I'd lug all my shit over there, like get up. It'd be like 2, 3 in the morning, bro.
Just out of respect.
And out of respect, I go over there.
Trying to show her like, yo, listen, I'm holding this spot down. It's good over here. Like,
And
she got no appreciation.
And I'd show up. And there'd be nobody over there. I'd be like, sweet. Oh, sorry.
That's it, huh?
And it'd be like, and I'd always check up on it. There would never be a time where I'd dub it and I'd like coyote call wolf type shit. There's never a time that I wouldn't go.
Right.
So she would know that she would always get me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Somebody skating in front of the store. Somebody smoking a cigarette in front of the store. Somebody's chilling in front of the store, but it's like, bro,
it's a main strip.
Busiest bus stop is right there.
Yeah, you can't even.
This is when Subway was there.
So,
too.
oh yeah, that's another one. So you can't even.
You losing say in your business. Your landlord's giving you issues.
Yep, I'm losing say. My landlord is not fucking with me, and so I got the 2 main people that should be on my side, not.
Already making it harder.
Seems
like
the two people who can make it absolutely hard for you are making it absolutely hard.
It seems like to me they didn't know enough about your world to really execute that vision. You know what I mean? Like,
I didn't think I had to explain it to people. I thought you just let me run my business,
right,
and that's
it. Yeah.
I thought that's just what it was. What landlord just like
completely wants to play a god?
Yeah, what do you want to you want to stay in the business now? You want percentage?
Trust me, my landlord is fuck. She came in here a couple times talking about I gotta take out my trash. Like my trash? Like, bro, that's the only trash can in here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why are you leaving a note on my desk? This is a recording studio.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I got fucking cameras and microphones. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't got fucking. You know, it's just it's absurd what fucking some landlord and some. I've had some great landlords. Shout out to y'all. But you know what I mean?
Yes.
I've had some great landlords, but, you know, a lot of them are just fidgety. And it's like, especially for someone who owns a retail space, it's like, this is a retail space on a busy block in downtown Albany. What do you expect?
Yep.
You know what I mean? This ain't a quiet part of nowhere.
No.
I just don't think at that point in time people understood how successful you were going to be. You know what and honestly, I think a lot of people were underestimated. They underestimated your vision, and like you said, I feel like the whole community knows that what it could be and what it should have been. You know what I'm saying? So
I appreciate that.
And I really do feel like, you know, even if, you know, you don't start a store, I do think you should start your brand back and push it out to the people, because
Yeah,
I feel like
I think that's a big question everyone wants to know. Is
people
like,
people want to
are
see
we gonna
that.
see
You know,
fifth
I
pla-
definitely want to see it. I
we
don't
gonna
have
I
see
fifth
want to
place.
see you on your shit again.
I don't
That's
have
a
fifth
fact.
place. You know what I'm saying? I want a
Yeah.
fifth place shirt. That, like I said, I met a lot of good people there. You know what I'm saying?
I just know
That I'm
dope
cool
ass
with now.
individuals, and I believe dope ass individuals need their blessings.
You know,
I
so
appreciate
that's
that.
real talk.
Does he own fifth place still? Like own like the name or any of the rights to it?
So this is what happened. So, and it was night and day. It was literally, I closed it on a Saturday. Sundays were closed.
When did you like? When was the day like you guys came to terms where it's like, all right, we're shutting this down?
Well, there wasn't a day. This is what happened. So I closed it on a Saturday. As normal. Sundays off. And I think I just went home and relaxed with my little man. And I came on Monday to open it at 9 a.m. and the locks were changed. Like
Wow.
on some shit like that.
Wow.
Like never know. Like they've been plotting this for a minute.
Super passive aggressive.
No one decided to communicate with you that.
No communication at all.
And this is your idea.
This is my store, bro. I show up to my store with my keys. I put the key into the fucking door, bro.
And they just
And I can't get into my own store. I'm looking like a dumbass. Like, I look like I'm trying to rob the store. Because I'm like shaking the shit. I'm like, what the fuck? So they also owned a gyro spot around the corner. And they didn't open yet. So I'm like, I'm about to just post up out here till they pull up. And I posted up till they pulled up. And I'm like, what's going on? They're like, we got to talk. And then that's
now we gotta talk.
Yep, now we got to talk. So that's when they had this lawyer and they presented me with this paperwork. So there was some missing, there was this missing amount of money that they were stating, and they wouldn't
Disclose it.
they wouldn't, like, it was real iffy, bro. It was like they wouldn't, the amount always kept changing, and they kept blaming me for it. And I'm like, why would I steal from my own fucking business? This is my shit.
Right.
I literally said I was getting my taxes back, and I have a son, and I worked at FedEx the year prior, so I was getting a fat one back. I was getting $7,000 back. And the missing amount was 23. And I even said I'll put up the whole, I'll give you guys the whole 7, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I'll give it to you. That's not even an issue. I don't even know what happened with what
They're
it
not
is.
even handling the finances like that and shit, because everything's got to go through the dad.
Everything's got to go through the dad. So it's like, what's going on?
So you're not even seeing the numbers.
I'm not even, bro. I haven't even gotten paid.
Oh.
I'm
You're just thugging this shit, living
I'm
in the
I'm
store.
broke as fuck. My homeboy selling bud at the time. I'm like fronting nicks every night, bro. Like, can I get a nick every
The
night? Like,
struggle, I know
like,
that life, bro.
Can you front me a nick?
no.
Just try and make
Like-
something work. You just
Yeah,
try
I
and
hear
make
you, I
that
hear
shit
you.
Front
work.
me a nick, and me and you was smoking like
Wow.
some shit like
They
that.
say, yo, that's some gangster shit though.
Yo, and it's funny because
Yeah,
it's
thug
dumb.
You
for
try
it.
and make it happen, though. That's the shit you got to do to make
You gotta thug for
Facts,
it.
bro.
You gotta thug for it.
Facts. So yeah, I thugged it out for it, bro. And like, I slept in the bag.
Facts. I remember you showed me the couch.
Yeah, bro. That pull
Definitely
out
not
couch.
optimal sleeping conditions,
No.
but making it fucking happen.
No, yeah, bro. I remember I had my little man at the time,
Yep.
so I didn't, like, he was living with me out the shop. He's 2. You know what I mean? Like, so I left FedEx, a good job, to do that. And I was like,
Right.
I don't mind not getting paid. I really don't. But just tell me you're not gonna pay me so I can go work a job at night, rather than you stringing me along and
Right.
telling
Thinking
me you're
I'm
gonna
gonna-
pay me. Because
Right.
it's like, what are you gonna do? Because I'll go work.
At that
You know
point,
what I
though, you have to question the integrity of the dad. At that point, like what, like
mean? Yeah, what's going on?
what's going on? You can't even keep it real
What
with me.
did
You're
he-
supposed to be the
But,
adult.
but he made it seem like I was gonna get paid. So you know, and you don't want to. And money's always an issue, bro. And I never.
Always funny.
It's
Dealing
always
with
funny,
money.
and I never.
That's why I hate dealing
I
with it.
never wanted to be like, yo, I need money, bro.
Right.
But like, I
You
kind of
need
need money.
You need money.
But I didn't want to be like, y'all need to give me some money though. You feel
Right.
me? Because like
Right.
they put up the loo and everything. So
Right.
when y'all pay me, y'all pay me. But like, when y'all gonna pay me though? You know what I mean?
Yeah. At least let me know.
At least
Don't
let me
give
know
a-
the date or some shit. You know what I mean?
So what did the dad say?
it was like we'll talk. You know what I mean? Or I'm busy. You know, just I'm busy right.
Wait, this is after the lawyer's trying to serve you papers. He's still not trying to talk to you.
Well, me getting paid is not even an issue at that time. I'm like, why is the store closed? You know?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, so what did the dad eventually like?
Yeah, what are they saying? What's the conversation at this point?
So the conversation at this point is, they're trying to send me to jail. They're trying to send me to jail because they think I stole from them. So yeah, it was super weird.
It's like,
so they handed me this paper, and I'm mad that I don't have this paper to this day, and I know they're happy that it's not out there,
right.
because this would just like
destroy
Hold
everything.
up. It might be still out there.
It might be, but they're never gonna pop that one
We'll
out.
pay some hackers now.
Yo, because they hit me with some crazy papers, like some shit that like they were like, I'm putting you in jail. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, what happened?
Yeah.
And the dad's doing the talking, and the kid is behind him.
Just
so
silent.
I'm like, this motherfucker, bro. I bet you
Should have fought him.
I should have just like ate it and just been his friend, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I felt like he was like, Danny,
He's not cool with me anymore.
Yeah, he's not cool with me no more.
I'm not part of the gang.
I'm not part no more. It's time to like.
It's time to separate.
It's time to.
I can't deal with him.
And that sucks, bro.
No, it does. It does.
Like,
it does.
I didn't know people even bought friendships, bro. I didn't know that there was even a
cost
thing.
$25,000.
We're in,
no real life experience.
Look, we're in Albany, man. There's not a lot of shit to do here, man. Like, and those kids that got the money, you know what I'm saying? They're seeing the culture just as much as you are.
Like
you
I
know
said, I'm willing to be your friend for $20,000.
you know?
Right.
So you gotta just eat.
And that's what I want people to also realize too. Like, money's not everything, bro. This kid's
isn't.
got all the money. This kid is living it up. He can do whatever it is that he wants to do. His family's always been good,
but he don't got no friends.
But he don't got no friends. I'm the opposite. I'm broke, but I'm good. My mental's good.
Me.
You know what I mean?
Everyone loves me.
but you see the tit for tat. It's like,
definitely.
do you want to be like miserable, or do you like? I'm on the other end, but I'm happy. I'm happy every day to see the next day. You know what I mean?
So they settled, and they were just like, all right, we don't want anything. You don't give us anything, but the store's closed.
So they served me with these papers, and literally it was, if you don't abide by this paper, you're going to jail. You're losing the store and everything. And I told them, I'm like, whatever it is, you know, let's figure it out, talk it over, and they were not having it. So then they went through a couple different lawyers, and at the time, a buddy of mine, his dad is like a well-known judge around here.
Okay.
And he's got family that's lawyers and stuff. So I got a lawyer pro bono. Like,
wow.
He helped me throughout the whole thing. Like,
Vitto, you fucking mind? My dude's telling a story.
So
fucking Snapchat.
He's trying to get that video, you know what I mean? You gotta get that video.
Trying to let people tune in, bro. You know what I mean? My fault, guys. My fault, gentlemen.
Are we still live over here, or did I mess it up?
You're still good over here.
But so at the time, I'm like, I got no money. Homies I haven't been paid, so I didn't save no money from FedEx. You know what I mean? All that money's washed up.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm asked out, you know, and so I told my buddy, he's like, let me tell my cousin, my uncle or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then he hooked it up, bro. Wow. He ran with me the whole way.
That's a good man right there.
So it was more fire.
Them lawyer fees, boy.
And then, you know what? And when I'm ready, I'm gonna throw him loot, because he helped me out the whole way through. Never asked for no money, and for you to like really be on my side, and for you to lawyer up for me, take time out of your day,
right? You
know what I mean? And just to like, he saw that the shit was that much bullshit that he was like, I got you, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
So
this is a no case brainer.
So they dropped the charges.
So they ended up coming after me for the money. They wanted me to pay back the full amount, and I can't pay back the full amount. They brought it to the city. They were trying to garnish my wages. So before I even got my checks, they were taking out their percentage, and it was a good amount of percentage.
Right.
And if they were doing that, there would have been no way then me and my son would have been able to eat and live comfortably. You know what I mean? Because they were taking out a good amount. I would have had to pay that for however long that was.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, I did have to file Chapter 7, and I'm freaking 23 years old filing fucking bankruptcy at 24. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And that sucked for me, and that still kind of hurts to this day because it's like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, they were really just trying to come at the whole shit, you know what I mean? They took everything, and now I got the ass end of it, you know what I mean? I know they didn't get their money. I don't know how they got their money because obviously my shit just...
Now, my question is...
I mean, they had $25,000 to give to a guy that someone's friend got finessed from. You know
I
what I mean?
I was gonna say this is. Can we think deeper into it and say like he had the money to be like, yo, I'm gonna take your whole idea and shit on it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, it was just the dad being fucking dad. You know, I mean,
hey, man.
I mean, if you look at it as a parent perspective, and you were
kid was hurt.
no,
The
if
kid
you were
was-
wealthy, and
the
your
kid
son
was hurt.
and your son came to you like,
kid was-
dad, blah blah blah. Yeah,
Yes.
you're not even thinking about the other guy's perspective. You're gonna be like, oh, we're gonna ruin his life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have a son. I
You
know exactly.
You know what I mean? If 25 grand was like, oh, here, take it. You know what I mean? That means I got a $500,000 ready to fucking throw at some kid I don't like to ruin his. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm not even thinking about like, oh, maybe my son's wrong. You know what I mean? That's what a lot of dads don't do. You know what I mean? Granted, I understand why. You know what I mean? We love our kids. You know, we do anything for our kids.
And I understand it 100%.
He's also probably not aware his son is a sucker either. And is
I'm sure he
doing,
knows
like,
now.
sucker
I
shit.
mean, he
Like,
definitely, his dad, I would highly doubt that his son would tell his dad to pass. Like, you know what I mean?
right.
I don't think anybody would, you know what I mean?
I'm just saying, certain people don't have that kind of like awareness of certain personal traits. You know what I mean? If you lived a very like sheltered, safe life, you know what I mean? There's things you just don't even get in tune with unless you know it. You know what I mean? Like,
100%. Yep.
No, yeah, I know, man.
'cause-
There was times where like people used to ask me like, who is this guy next to you? And I'd be like, that's my business partner. Like, where did you meet this guy? You know?
Hey man,
And he was that different. And like I said, I'm all about you know what I mean?
Jimmy
My brain-
feels the fuck out of you right now. Hey, look at him. Look at his fucking eyes. He's
Yeah,
just,
yeah,
he's just-
I really-
he feels like he's telling his own story.
I really do, man. I really have a lot of respect for you, bro. Like,
Thank
for real,
you, bro.
for real,
But
for real.
it was just, I thought you were just the money, bro. It ended up being more than that. Our things didn't click. We're on two different wavelengths. You're not a.
if you would have just played his spot, y'all would have been cool. Y'all would have been super. Y'all would have been best of friends after
Yeah.
that. If the store take off, you know what I mean? Like,
Then you have everybody at that point.
yeah,
Well,
I
like
just
you
couldn't
said, it's
deal
just
with the
a-
fakeness, bro.
You can't be.
No, I
you can't be
definitely-
fake and
I definitely understand you on that. You know what I'm saying? You can't be fake to someone that's already they're fake.
They're not even. He's not
You
even being
can't-
his real self.
You
He's just
can't
trying
play
to
the
get friends.
game. That's
I
tiring.
tried, bro. I tried.
You try to play the game and you only get yourself hurt even more, bro.
Yeah,
You
I
only
tried,
just like,
bro.
you know what? Like this is nah, man. This is crazy,
I tried,
bro.
and it sucked because there were so many people plotting on my downfall, bro.
Right.
And it just like, and it hurt me when that store closed because it was literally night and day, bro. You gotta understand I left Saturday, I left stuff leaving Saturday thinking I'm gonna open up on Monday, bro.
Yeah, stuff
So-
in the store.
Yeah, I have shoes in there that I've never seen to this day. I'm still wondering, what did you do with all that stuff, bro? I remember being in the meetings because we didn't take it to like a Supreme Court justice. We really tried to resolve it before it got to like
Right.
some crazy shit. You know what I mean? And I remember in the meeting, I told them like, you have all this inventory. People still want stuff. I could sell all the boards. And the mediator was like, why don't you just let them sell the boards? And the pops was like, no, we're not giving any of our inventory over. And it's like, why don't you just let me sell all your stuff? I would sell all that stuff for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There was no really
Yeah,
real negotiation there.
There's no like I said, it was a dad trying to fuck over someone that fucked over his son, right? And that's probably the way. I mean, that's what people do. They fucking build up the story, and no one tells the story 100% on
Big
both
facts.
sides in the
Especially
middle.
not a sucker.
It's you know what I mean? It's always skewed to one side, and like you said, rich person throw up the money. I mean, I don't like to assume things about people, but it just sounds from what you give, that it wasn't the best relationship. Maybe and we always, it's always hindsight, right? Unfortunately, it didn't go good for you. You had to file Chapter 7. Obviously, if people don't know, bankruptcy really fucks up your credit. It takes a while to come back from, but it's always you can always come back. And that's the point.
facts.
You know what I mean? It's like sometimes you got to bounce back from a downfall. And unfortunately, you had one with a business partner. But I feel like that just made it stronger for the next venture you do. You're a little bit more cautious. You understand what partnership really entails. It's like if we're putting up cash, it's from a bank because I'm not taking cash from any one of your family.
I'm doing shit way differently this time. It's taking me literally this long. It's been eating me up ever since because it's like I literally closed, bro. You got to remember too, when he changed the locks, he changed my passwords to social media, so I can't contact nobody. So I couldn't log into my Instagram, Facebook, no nothing. People are, and I just crawl into a hole. And so I didn't talk to my friends. I never posted online really what happened. So everybody's making up their own assumptions of what happened to the store.
Right.
And I always heard that for so many years. I even remember I went on a date with a girl, and she saw a 5th Place sticker at my house, and she was like, I remember 5th Place, like that was a cool store, and like whatever happened to that place, and not even knowing that like 5th Place is my brand, and I'm just like, and it's funny, I'm just like on a date with this chick, and she's
I don't know who
probably
that is.
That is the waviest thing.
Yeah, that's wavy as fuck though.
I was like,
so wavy.
I was like, I don't know. I was like, what happened to that guy?
That's
She's
local
like,
legend shit.
Yo, she was like, yo, what was funny, bro? This is what was funny. She was like, I don't know. I heard he went to jail.
Oh,
and I was like,
I would have been like, I heard he did too.
That's hard though. That's hard.
I heard he did 30. He did 30, got out in 10.
You want to know what's funny?
Lawyered up.
I never told her to this day, so if she ever, you know what I mean?
Wow.
So yeah,
This interview is huge, bro.
I've been waiting.
I heard he was clipping niggas.
But yo, that was funny as hell, and I was laughing. I was like, yeah, it was just funny. But remember when the store got locked up too, so now you got people's artwork in there now. You got
all the brands.
You got Coop's vintage shit in there. Yeah. So now you got everybody's stuff hitting me up.
Like, where's my shit?
Where's my shit? You fucked me over. You finessed me. And it's like, bro, I didn't finesse you because
I got finessed. If anything,
got finessed.
You know?
And then I'm sorry that you got finessed because I got finessed.
Yeah. And
so now it's a trickle down
economics. You can't be mad at that.
People, the brands that were in there, they never got their money for the shit that they sold. And it was just like nobody got paid.
In your hearts of hearts, in the back of your mind, if you remove yourself completely from the situation, if it wasn't you, do you kind of blame yourself for finessing him in the beginning? You know what I mean? For pushing the first domino that eventually came back.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But that's what I was saying.
Karma's
like,
a fickle thing. You know what I mean?
Is.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's the point I'm trying to say. Like, if he was comfortable enough to be your friend again after that, which I don't think anyone would be anyone's friend if you finesse me over, even for me, a dime, like, yo, nah, we're not cool after that.
Somebody got me for $5. I was
for him to not only extend, his friendship, he's extending 25 grand to you.
So I'm about to add to this too, bro.
That's
before the shop opened, he fronted me a quap at 14, and I smoked the whole quap. Never paid him 14.
Wow.
Yeah,
you might be my man's, bro. Like, why didn't I didn't know?
I was going through a breakup with my BM at the time, and I was like,
yo, this guy.
You see how he did this? Like,
I was like,
fuck you.
Yo, and like honestly, and because he gave me the quap, like, here. And don't get me wrong, I get it, bro. You was trying to put me on, looking out, good looks. You gave me a quap. You was like, get rid of it, hit me off with this amount, whatever cool. I appreciate the love. Yeah. But I don't know if you know, I never fucked with you, so I'm just going to smoke it.
Yeah.
So
if we get it back in the store, I'll give it to you.
Yeah. So even when I smoked the quap, and he knew, because he knew I was lying, because over time he'd be like, bro, where's the money? I'll be like, yo, it's slow out here right now. Ain't nobody copping on, right? Like big worm shit for fucking like Friday, bro. Yo, I don't got your money right now, bro. Like some shit happened because like, so that excuse just happened so long. He's like, bro, you smoked all the shit then. So yeah, on top of all that,
hey, he probably had a lot of animosity built up.
He definitely got his money back. Shit, 25 G's. Put your fucking.
Yep.
He
But like I said, you can't be too caught up on the L. You know what I mean? That should just builds more character. Like builds you up. Like I said, to me, you still a legend out here. And mad niggas ain't even on that kind of tempo. You know what I mean? That
I
headspace.
appreciate
Like
that, bro.
Definitely.
like you were telling me.
I haven't seen a good skate
Bro,
shop since.
Bro, we
Up
were
here, at
working.
least.
Bro, we were working at fucking this warehouse, and he's just telling me of the ideas and shit. And this is like, it's got to be like at least a year and a half before the store even opens. Like
This is 20.
Yeah,
This is 2012.
2012. And he's just telling me about this shit, and it's just like, I'm like, all right, bro, that's fire. Then we link back up, and he's like, yo, the store is about to happen. Then he asked us to DJ, and then that's why I told my homie Sizzle.
That moment was epic. I wasn't there for that moment, and I swear to God, I was so mad at myself for not being there at that moment.
And it was just that shit was
That
just
was
legendary. That's a legendary night, bro. That's a legend. That
in my
was
head,
real
fifth place is always gonna be there. It's gonna be there forever now.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it just, like, you're legend.
Yo,
You're legendary.
The
Yeah,
bro.
grand
that shit,
opening
you know
was
what I'm
so crazy, bro. Like we shook my landlord. Like
She was
called
tight.
the cops.
She was
called
tight.
the cops like every event, bro. To the point where the cops were like, I even still see him to this day, and they like show love to me now. They saw me so often, bro. Back then, that like they still know me by face now.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Because she used to call all the time, and they
Yeah.
would come up. They would like do this. You know what I mean?
walk
They would just
through,
come in,
do the walkthrough,
and
come
be like,
back,
all right, bro,
all right,
just
keep it down.
Yeah.
So where can people? Do you want people following you? Do you want people to contact you?
Hey,
You
what's
know,
the next move for you?
Yeah,
bro?
what's the next move, man?
So
You just trying to get back in the mix right now?
So the reason why I'm doing all this is because I was like fiddling through old emails, and I came across the one that I posted on my Instagram of the kid out in Lee, Mass. Me having his favorite shop, and that, or he's in Albany, but the guy who contacted me was from Lee, Mass. His cousin lives in Albany.
Right.
So I've washed away fifth place in my head for 5 years because it would just chalked it up as an L. I'm like, oh, that shit hurts. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I never.
The real niggas is going through them L's.
Yeah,
bro.
I never got any gear, so I don't even have any fifth place gear. I have like some old beanies, you know what I mean? But it never like, you know what I mean? Nothing that's like, and it's like a beanie from even before the shop was up. It's like not even like the shit that I sold at the shop, you know what I mean? So I saw that my store is this kid's favorite, and it really was I only got that one email, you know what I mean? I don't know, nobody else has actually reached out to me to tell me that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's kids every now and then I bump into at the banks like, yo, thank you, bro. I bought my first board, and they're still skating. You know what I mean?
Hard.
There's also
culture.
There's also kids that like, they saw me with my son, bro. I had my son at 21. So there's kids that are younger than me having kids, and they would come up to me and ask me about shit, and I'd put them on. Like, I'm here, I'm here if you ever got any questions. Like,
You like the big brother to the shit,
yeah,
man.
because, bro, when you have a kid and you're young, people just dub you. That's just what it is. Because I remember when I told my friends that I was having a kid, there were certain kids that it's just a new branch in life, bro. You got some homies that are like, I fuck with you. I'm ready for, you know what I mean? I'm ready for little man, little girl, whatever it is. Then you got the other homies that are like, oh, I'm never going to see you again. Or, oh, good luck. You're not going to be doing as much fun stuff as you were doing. But it's like,
you're not the wavy guy that you were before.
yeah, but it's like, bro, I do more than people with. I have a kid, and I feel like I do more than people without kids, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like having a kid is ever like a thing that like.
Yeah, I have a kid. That's how I feel. I don't think it's ever. That's not a negative. It's not a. I mean, yeah, sometimes you can't go out on a concert, but fuck it. I honestly like staying with my son, anyways.
Yeah, it's really not. It's really not.
I can't party all the time, but I think for you, I'm excited to see whatever you do next.
I appreciate that.
I think it's a sign. 5 years, fifth place.
That's why it's been funny because
there's no coincidences in this world, man. This world is funny. They show you signs. They lay the cards on the table for you, man.
So throughout, bro, ever since the shop has closed, there's been like a lot of pivotal things that people have come up to me at the most randomest places, bro. We were all the way in Catskill. Shout out to this graph writer, Baca. And I let my girl pick the restaurant, bro. We went to Catskill Falls, and on the way back, I'm like, babe, I'm hungry. Just pick an exit, pick a restaurant. We went to the most randomest restaurant ever, bro. Our server was Baca, and Baca used to shop in my store. So I'm like, bro, I'd be at the most randomest places ever. And I just bump into people that
cannot stare at these signs, man. The universe is sending you these signs,
I'd be like,
man.
yo, and like, I never told my girl about 5th place, so she would always hear these people coming up. Me and her would be at dinner, bro, and like people would be knocking on the window of us eating dinner at the mall, like, and then I'd be like, come in, bro, and then they'd be like, yo, Drew, what's good, Ron? What you been up to?
You gotta understand how wavy that
and
is.
my girl's like, ooh, like, I'm like, I just know them. I would never tell her about 5th place.
Which is so fire.
I told her about 5th place when he bumped into my lawyer. He was drunk as hell on Lark Street, and we chopped it up. And then I told her then, but
Also fire.
facts.
Also very fire.
Ran into my lawyer, you know, no big deal.
I ran into him on Lark Street. He chills on Lark Street a lot, and he was bopped. And it was just love, and he just showed me love then, and then that's when I told my girl. Shout out to my girl Lydia, love you, baby. But other than that, like everything does happen for a reason, because little by little, there's been little signs like that. Like I've never.
Look at us here now.
Yep. Like there's been times where I'm just cruising and I see somebody wearing a 5th place hoodie walking down the street, and I'm like, because in my eyes, I'm like, why would you rock that?
Yeah, man.
Because I've always had resent towards it. I'm like, why would you rock that?
I wore it for a workout shit because I love fucking deadlifting and seeing 5th place. Like I'm trying to be first. Like fuck out of here.
That's fire.
You know what I mean?
That's fire.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
I'm trying to make moves out here, and I thought the 5th place was always, to me, it was always like, because also I fucked with, you know, Al, my son's one, so I always supported anything that I could from, like, especially close family, you know what I mean?
Of course.
So if he was associated with you, I supported that off rip. I remember coming in there and dropping like 200 and being like, damn.
Fire. You support it though. That's
I wanted
real
some
support,
Gucci
you know
hoodies.
what I
Nah.
I said I wanted
real
some
support,
Gucci
though.
hoodies.
And that
Knowing damn well Gucci ain't $200.
Right.
You get some Gucci fucking tape, nigga. One strip of tape.
Kusi, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted. There was also a lot of things I wanted to do with my brand. I wanted to price point it at something that would be affordable for everybody. My main thing and if I do 5th place again, I'm still debating on what I want to do, but I wanted to do the price point at. I wanted to do $5 tees, $15 tees, and $25 tees. So you had a variety, and you had the tee that everybody could buy. It's a $5 tee, black and white,
Right.
with a vice versa print on it.
Yeah.
You got the $15 one that's like, you know, your
fancier.
one color print. Just that'd be like the bar logo one.
Okay.
And then the $25 ones would be the more intricate ones.
More exclusive.
So yeah, and then on top of that, then have your fashion line. You know what I mean? So you have the basic shits for everybody, and then you have your high price items, your limited drops.
Right.
That's what I want.
It's kind of like an all-in-one. It's not an all-in-one, but I hate to say that, but it's like when you take the best of all clothing, because it's like you have those limited drops, but I hate those limited drops. It's like I would like to be able to buy some of this stuff because sometimes I don't have the money. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I straight up just don't have the money this week, and I would love to buy it. And next week it's not going to be there, and that's great. But I'm sorry to fucking cut it off so fucking early, but I don't have another SD card, and we got like 3 seconds left.
Oh, true that.
So,
Okay.
If anyone, I
close it.
really, really hope you fucking do something, whether it's 5th place again or another venture. I'm excited to see what you can do.
Definitely.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's
I know
good.
it's not over. You know what I
Yep,
mean?
yep.
You've put yourself in these
I
positions.
think you might do better than you did.
I
definitely gonna do
I don't think you can. I mean, you definitely can't do worse.
I think
You can't do worse.
I
You know what I
think,
mean?
The words, yeah.
I think that L shouldn't keep your confidence down. I think you should take it with your chin up. It's okay to take a punch. You know what I mean? Real niggas get hit in the face. It happens. Just get back in the fight. You're going to be
That's a fact.
Gucci.
Yep,
You
yep.
know what I mean?
And just keep grinding what you do, because it's like you observe this, you found your niche, you were able to advance in a short amount of time
Andrew L.
from a kid who just fucked up to a kid who can understand this and run his business, and that's very impressive. It shows your aptitude. It also shows what schools don't fucking teach you, but we'll get onto that subject. We only got 3 seconds left. But if you want to drop your fucking names, we got Blacktop
your
Hero.
Instagram.
Yep.
Shit.
I have 5th place, 5IFTH PLACE. Check me out.
please give him a like and a follow and everything.
Definitely
We got Blacktop Hero.
Definitely a follow.
You got fucking at Gourmet 4K.
Gourmet.
And then you got just me, Kane and Santiago. Follow me, CANAAN. I know you guys can't spell, it's all right. It's just Jesus' birthday.
Also, thank you guys for having me.
Hey, bro, this is the point of having you, because this is when the podcast
fire.
is
Thank
me,
you for
right?
coming.
When is your anniversary?
I would say June 20th would be.
We should do something. We should
June
definitely
20th would be.
We'll talk a little bit about that off air, but there's
you a wavy ass nigga, bro. Like,
this is the point.
You remind me of my brother and shit. So
thank you all for tuning in. Next week we'll be back.
We roll up now.
Yeah. Bro, you went for